Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo, and we are back with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. You know, the Black community is an interesting place when you really think about it. We don't get along, and people are always trying to push us in different directions. And we fail to focus on the needful thing. If we don't respect one another, if we don't see each other as valuable, then there's no way we could build a community. There's no way we could grow. And this is pretty much why I had to disconnect from the Black Hebrew Israelite cult or that community, is because with all the Bible that they preach, they just don't get it. They don't show no love towards one another. They hate each other. And they do this every single day. Now, I've been warning y'all for a long time about this guy right here. And he recently published a video trying to get people to sign up. And I think you need to be very careful about that. Now, we're going to review this video on the left by a woman that she gets it. She understands. She understands exactly what is the needful thing. Unlike this guy, he don't understand. And I need for folks to really wake up. We as a people have a lot of work to do. And a lot of times people are trying to get you guys to be involved in land initiatives, getting property, to escape Babylon, to escape the world. And none of that stuff is going to work. My job is to warn you before it's too late. If we're not getting right with the Most High, if we're not right as a people in terms of how we treat each other, we're never going to make it. You know? Because we naturally hate each other. And it's an ongoing issue. And they're trying to remedy these issues by saying, join our land initiative, when you don't even know none of these people. You don't even know them. But they're willing to take you in and, I guess, work with you as long as the money's coming in. But do these people share the same mind? Do these people have the same beliefs and understanding of family? Do they understand loyalty? Do they exhibit the qualities that would make us community? No, they don't. The Black community have so much problems, and there's so many different people trying to lead you, but they're not leading you the right way. See, if we're not right with God, if we don't have a relationship with God, if we're not practitioners of righteousness, we will never be able to grow. Do you understand? We will never be able to rise above our circumstances. A lot of our people are broke. They're poor. They don't got the money. They don't have the money to get into this and get into that. They don't even have the trust. They don't even have, they're not family orientated. You got people that are dealing with all sorts of mental issues that have not been resolved yet. They're not even getting treatment, nor therapy, nothing. But what they want you to do is sign up. This guy made a video trying to lure people in to be a trustee. And y'all buying that. Shouldn't he have already been one? He made a video showing you of him signing something. Well, shouldn't he have been one already? You know how they always say they do it for the gram? That's exactly what that's for. See, ladies and gentlemen, before you sign anything, you better have an attorney look over that. Before you sign anything, you better make sure that you know what you're doing, because you might be signing over something that involves you and your family forever. That's right. Now, I don't recommend you get involved with anything that's going on up here, because God is not involved in it. If God is not involved in it, it's not going to work. We got to get right with the Most High. That's why I had to leave the cults. I had to leave the Black Hebrew Israelite cult. I'm not with these guys. Anybody that falls under that line, Hebrew Israelite, that's a cult, guys. When it comes to Jesus Christ, we're not supposed to have limitations in terms of the kind of people in which we can reach. You know, we're supposed to be able to talk to everybody. We're supposed to be building family, not trying to gather a bunch of people to move to a land to invest in something, and we don't even know each other. There's no community. There's no trust. I've experienced nothing but hate from that guy. Some of the worst kind of hate you could imagine. I'm talking about wishing me the worst, trying his best to destroy me. So when I look at this, it's disgusting, because it's like, I don't want none of y'all to fall into that type of mess. Y'all saw the fallout. Y'all saw what took place. Y'all saw what happened publicly. That's exactly what would happen to you. Do you understand me? I need for you to know that. I've witnessed this guy's audience laugh at me, mock me, ridicule me, wish me nothing but death and pain and suffering. They were literally wishing me into poverty. So when I look at this, it's a joke to me. So I want you to take a listen to what this sister has to say, guys. Her video is brilliant. Do you understand me? I want you to listen to this, and we're going to get started with the show. Again, be smart, people. Be very smart. This guy violated everything the Bible have to offer in regards to how to treat one another as a people. The Bible speaks of not taking your brothers before the courts and this and that. That man violated that scripture. That man threatened me. Threatened to bring me before the courts. Threatened to destroy my life. That's not brotherhood, fam. That's evil. Do you understand me? That man wished and said in videos that he want to do everything in his power, basically, so I could go back to the ghetto in the projects. That doesn't sound good. But when I look at this up here, no. That's not benefiting you folks. Y'all got to stop looking at land. Y'all got to stop looking at generational wealth and start looking within your heart. Get right with the Most High. You don't got no love in your heart, man. You ain't nobody. If you don't got no soul, no conscience, you don't got no love for the brothers, no love for the sisters, you ain't nobody, man. Don't let the material things that people try to show you mislead you and deceive you. Because he's thirsty right now to get your support, to get involved into something. And yet nobody's involved with the Most High. If we don't genuinely have loyalty amongst ourselves as a people, if you don't believe in me and I don't believe in you, if you can't see the good in me, then there is no community. Do you understand me? If there's no love, we don't got nothing. And he's a black Hebrew Israelite who claimed he followed the Bible. And we've witnessed the evil. We've witnessed his viewers are evil. They're not good people, fam. And there's no way you could build a community like that. There's no way I could sit here, see this guy doing what he's doing, and not warn you people. I don't want you guys to make that mistake. I don't want y'all to fall into a pit. Now, I'm going to let you listen to what this lady has to say. And then we're going to get to that. Or I may let you listen to this first and then get to her content. But I want this video to be a very important video for you guys. Listen very carefully. The problems that we got in the black community is that we don't have God in our heart. And it's one of them things that is difficult to talk about because nobody want to hear about God. Everybody want to be entertained. And when we try to give you a message about God, it's like you can't even listen to it because you're so consumed with entertainment, you have a short attention span. When you look at all the other ethnic groups of people around the world, they have community. They're able to thrive because they respect one another. They see each other as brothers and sisters. None of their people will ever lack. They won't allow it. But with us, it's too much evil, man. It's too much evil amongst our people. And this is why we have to have these tough talks, these tough conversations. Because I don't know what those guys' intentions are with you folks, but I don't like it. That's why I'm going to warn you. I'm going to warn you so that you can make the right choice. You understand? And even though some of y'all are watching, y'all still not paying attention. Y'all not even listening. Not even trying to hear, not even trying to learn. And you're wondering why we got all these problems. With all the viewers that he got, right? They're busy congratulating him, but none of them are supporting him. You know why? Because they don't trust him. People will say, congratulations, I'm so happy for you, but they don't even trust you. You see the difference? We lack community amongst ourselves. We're not talking about community of houses and structures and livable structures. We're not talking about none of that. None of that stuff can save us. If you were to put each of us in a nice house in a big community, we would still hate each other. It's not going to solve none of the problems. We're going to still be jealous of one another. It's going to still be competitive jealousy. We're going to still have a red evil eye towards one another. It's like it's in our blood. We're full of hate. And the only one who can get that evil out of our heart is God. But we got to submit ourselves to the Most High. We got to get into prayer. We got to repent. We got to really be mature and do our part. If we're not going to do our part, ain't nothing going to change. You know? So take a listen to a little bit of this clip, and then we're going to get into the content, do what we need to do.
Generational wealth, buy land, pool your resources, make sure you're owning it. Ownership, ownership, ownership. We get it, right? There's so much about that has been very helpful throughout the Black community, especially for the last 5 to 6 years. But the thing is, if we were truly owning land and owning property like we say we are, we would have more property as a collective, right? We can look these things up, and we're still lagging behind every other race. So my next question is, how helpful is it for us to continue to push the narrative of purchasing land and pushing property? Now, don't get it twisted. I think that there's value in that, but I feel like buying land and ownership is a natural consequence of a cohesive, ethnic, thriving group. And by that, I mean, how are we, just think about it, how are we going to own all of our land? Let's say we have a hypothetical community of 100 people. How are 100% of those people going to own land if most of them aren't even making enough money to purchase the land, right? But let's say they were making all that money, and all these 100 people in this community that is impoverished, that lacks self-love, that has self-hatred tendencies, that aren't being mentally supported, their mental health is lacking, and they're also, a lot of the people in this community of 100 people don't even realize, right? Don't even realize what the hell the problem is. So we're giving them money and we're telling them buy land, and that's going to somehow miraculously fix all of our problems. And for me personally, I don't think that's the panacea that people are pushing it out to be. And I'm saying that because even if all of us got the money right now to own our own land, own our own schools, own our own this, own our own that, we're still missing that collective sense of community, respect.
Ringo TV.
True man, I'm free, I wake up a new episode. I pop out cleaners, keep me up a level though. She talk to me like I'm not me, I get it though. Yeah, I'm so eclectic, got me to the credits roll. Talk down to me, they might have to send medical. I'm out the league, I'm OD, they pathetic though. Look how I move, I'm protected. Shawty so swoon in my presence. The world going through it outside, they unruly, but I keep it cool, they can't press me. I keep it pure with intention. They see what I'm on, ain't no vixen. I might slide through with that top down. I keep it tuned with a high power. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Young nigga blessed. Big bag, manifest the sky, no stress. Keep no evil around me, can't ground me. I built it since when I had less. No hex on, God can't pause, nigga. Look at how far we progress. Whatever we doing, we keeping it fluid. I don't see a thing about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Young nigga about that paper. Young nigga about that paper. Young nigga about that paper. Hop on that jet, had to switch to the coast. One of a kind, I've been playing that role. They pay me to play me, I needed it for. It's real if I said I meant what I spoke. I'm legend, it's written, I shake up the city. Spin block till I'm dizzy, won't ever go broke. I'm chose, I must like do it a top down. I keep in tune with a high power. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Young nigga blessed. Big bag, manifest the sky, no stress. Keep no evil around me, can't ground me. I built it since when I had less. No hex Flex on God, can't pause, nigga, look at how far we progress. Whatever we doing, we keeping it fluid. I don't see a thing about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Young nigga about that paper. Young nigga about that paper. Young nigga about that paper. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Big bag, but if it's a sky, I don't stress. Can't ground me, I know this is when I had this. Look at how far we progress. Fluid, I don't see a threat.
Generational wealth, buy land, pool your resources, make sure you're owning it. Ownership, ownership, ownership. We get it, right? There's so much about that that has been very helpful throughout the Black community, especially for the last like 5 to 6 years. But the thing is, if we were truly owning land and owning property like we say we are, we would have more property as a collective, right? We can look these things up and we're still lagging behind every other race. So my next question is, how helpful is it for us to continue to push the narrative of purchasing land and pushing property? Now, don't get it twisted. I think that there's value in that, but I feel like buying land and ownership is a natural consequence of a cohesive, ethnic, thriving group. And by that, I mean, how are we, just think about it, like how are we going to own all of our land? Let's say we have a hypothetical community of 100 people. How are 100% of those people going to own land if most of them aren't even making enough money to purchase the land, right? But let's say they were making all that money and all these 100 people in this community that is impoverished, that lacks self-love, that has self-hatred tendencies.
That won't hit the like button. If we can't even hit the like button, man, like there's no way we can build anything. And this is the problem. These are those tendencies that we have. If somebody's shaking their ass, we'll hit the like button. If somebody's playing some trap music, talking about shoot 'em up, we'll hit the like button. Somebody's doing content, bringing forth truth to wake the community up, we don't care. But we'll watch. But we don't want nobody to hear about it. Make it make sense.
Generational wealth, buy land, pool your resources, make sure you're owning it. Ownership, ownership, ownership. We get it, right? There's so much about that that has been very helpful throughout the Black community, especially for the last like 5 to 6 years. But the thing is, if we were truly owning land and owning property like we say we are, we would have more property as a collective, right? We can look these things up and we're still lagging behind every other race. So my next question is, how helpful is it for us to continue to push the narrative of purchasing land and pushing property? Now, don't get it twisted. I think that there's value in that, but I feel like buying land and ownership is a natural consequence of a cohesive, ethnic, thriving group. And by that, I mean, how are we, just think about it, like how are we going to own all of our land? Let's say we have a hypothetical community of 100 people. How are 100% of those people going to own land if most of them aren't even making enough money to purchase the land, right? But let's say they were making all that money and all these 100 people in this community that is impoverished, that lacks self-love, that has self-hatred tendencies, that aren't being mentally supported, their mental health is lacking, and they're also, a lot of the people in this community of 100 people don't even realize, right? Like don't even realize what the hell the problem is.
And that also includes the people that try to have these so-called land initiatives. They can also be suffering from those very same issues. They're not exempt from mental health issues. They're not exempt from internalized racism. You understand? They can also exhibit these very same traits and exercise this towards one another. These very guys right here can have that in their heart. See, that guy right there, he's the land purchaser. That guy right there is no good. So if that guy right there is no good, and this guy right here is with this guy right here, then neither of them is good. That's just the way it goes. Because if this guy was a good guy, he would be addressing that guy of his conduct on social media, which is misrepresenting his goals and purposes. But if he's not addressing him on how he is given a public image, then that means he's no good either. We don't even have to hear from him. All we got to do is hear from him because he represents him. It's like we don't have to listen to the CEO of a company. All we got to do is look at who's managing the company, because the managers are the ones who represent the CEO. If the managers are not doing their job, it's up to the CEO to regulate the situation and kick some ass in order to get his staff doing what they got to do. Do you understand? So with the amount of evil that we've seen from him, his words, the things that he's done, while at the same time promoting land initiatives, I can't take that serious, guys. And neither should you. Because what you've seen displayed in the public, if you've been paying attention, if you've been watching all the videos for the past year, I don't see how in the world would you want to even be involved in anything that have to do with this. And see, here's the thing. I'm just giving my review. I'm just giving my review on what I see. That bothers him. You know why? Because I got influence. But with his platform, why his own viewers are not empowering his initiative? Because they don't trust him. That's not my problem. His viewers are just not convinced. And I don't blame them for not trusting him, because a man is judged by his character. You understand? So we're not even talking about the potential people that could get involved in a land initiative in terms of how they conduct themselves. If the so-called man who's promoting it ain't right mentally, and the land purchaser can't see that and not address him and say, wait a minute now, because I shook this guy's hand right here when I was over there by that land. So he got to meet me. Do you understand? So for him to have no say in all the drama that been going down, that tells me exactly how he moved, fam. I don't want you folks to get involved, because I almost invested into that land initiative. Top dollar too. That would never happen. I don't trust none of these people. I don't trust them at all. Now, before we get back into what the sister have to say, let's listen to them up here. Let's listen to what they had to say. Let's go.
Here we go. Unlimited Potential Farms, partnership with New Breed Global Truth as a land trustee. So this yurt y'all see right here, I'm gonna have lifetime access to it, and that's what we want to offer to all of our guests who want to join the board. At least those who are invested in the land, meaning you're ready to put your hands to the plow, you're ready to work and help with the development. So just so it's all transparency, we got the paperwork. We're doing everything officially, man. There's no plan, and this is how we're supposed to do business with each other to make sure that it all falls in line for the greater good, right?
And everybody is covered.
Absolutely.
Because we understand, even though we have hearts to help each other, some people were a little leery about not having paperwork or whatever, but we will provide you with paperwork You know what I mean? And as far as the do's and don'ts, it's just that we all want everybody to get along with each other. We don't want no drama. You know what I mean? Everybody want to respect each other's space.
Now, you have to pay attention to what he just said, guys. This is very, very serious, man. You got to pay attention to what's going on here.
Covered.
Absolutely.
Because we understand, even though we have hearts to help each other, you know, some people were a little leery about not having paperwork or whatever, but we will provide you with paperwork. You know what I mean? And as far as the do's and don'ts, it's just that we all want everybody to get along with each other.
They want everybody to get along with each other. They're going to provide you with paperwork. Well, what are they standing on when they talk about they want everybody to get along with each other? Well, like, how is that going to happen if nobody's serving God? Because y'all better not be signing no documents and no paperwork or nothing until an attorney look over those documents. Because you might be signing away yourself. You might be signing away a situation where, let's say, for example, you got involved with their land initiative, be a part of the board trustees or whatever they call that mess. You may allegedly be signing yourself over to the point where if you were to build something, that which you built may possibly be owned by everybody that is a part of that situation. Whereas you can't even get out of it because now they own you in terms of whatever you built. So you really got to understand what's going on. You know? Because I'm going to tell you, if you don't comply with whatever it is they want, you can get kicked out. It ain't like, oh, if I sign up, I'm exempt and I cannot get kicked out. No, that's like if you live in an HOA community. If you live in an HOA community, they have rules. They have guidelines. They have things that you got to do. All the residents know this already, right? In other words, you got to keep up with the property. You got to maintain the lawn, the cleanliness of the neighborhood. You can't be out with loud music, just doing a bunch of reckless stuff. There's certain things you got to do in order to keep the peace. So we understand rules. At the same time, if you get out of pocket in an HOA community, if all of the residents and neighbors decide that, you know, you are really a problem, it can be bad for you. They can give you fines. There's a lot of things that could come your way. And that's what happens when the person who owned the land or the family that owned the land, that's where you get the whole HOA. That's where that come from. It's because somebody purchased the land and they built a bunch of houses, right? And then they just make the rules. So if this guy is the land purchaser, right? And he's now saying, well, we're going to put you on a board of trustees. That sounds nice. It sounds interesting. At the end of the day, money have to be involved. Nothing is going to happen without money. If the money's not coming in, nothing's being built. Now, the question you have to ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, is why is this guy now signing documents? Why is he now signing stuff now? Why is he doing that on social media? To try to prove something to you folks so that you could become a believer. Don't fall for that. Don't you sign not one thing until an attorney looks over every piece of paperwork so that it can be guaranteed what is what and what is what for you. But me personally, I wouldn't even get involved in that. Because at the end of the day, they need you to invest your money. That's what they need. That's what they're looking for. And I wouldn't get involved if I were you. I would not get involved. Because if you look at what this guy put together, he put together what is called a Mongolian yurk. He's supposed to be a black Hebrew Israelite. He's supposed to be exercising Hebrew or Israelite culture. But the culture that he is representing is Asian culture, right? Which pretty much represents people that practice Buddhism. So those Mongolian yurts, that's a structure that our people never lived in. Why would anybody want to live in that? What is that? A hut? A shack? No. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I was at that land. When I was there was no septic. And I'm banking there is still no septic over there. No septic system. When I was there was no electricity. Even when Brainwaves was there was no electricity. They had to use generators. You understand? They had a little pump that took forever to fill a swimming pool for kids. So when you look at all of these conditions, this is not, This doesn't make any sense. If he's the land purchaser, then his money should be invested in the septic, electrical, water, everything. All of that stuff should be already established. I don't want to hear anything. Out in North Carolina right now, they have multiple communities being built, and I'm literally watching them build it. The whole septic system, everything. You see all the trucks out there. A lot of money is involved. This ain't no little game. So if the land purchaser haven't put his hands to the plow in terms of showing that, hey guys, we got the septic system done. We got the water system is in place. We have electricity. Everything is good. If that's not done, I don't know what is the, I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. What board are you trying to sign people up to when there's nothing there in terms of the basic necessities people need to survive? These good people that are watching this live right now live in houses, apartments, and they're accustomed to a certain way of living. They have real restrooms that they go into. You understand? Not no porta potty. You see? Because if you living in a Mongolian yurt and you got to go take a shower, there's no shower in that Mongolian yurt. These people are not trying to go to that route. They're not trying to do that. They don't want to go outside to a porta potty in order. No. If you have an initiative and you're trying to sign people up to a board of trustees, that sounds rather desperate. It's almost like, come on, let me make you feel like you're a part of something. You don't even know these people. It don't make no sense. And see, this is what the sister's basically trying to show you guys, that none of this is going to help our problems. If this man is supposed to be a man of God, which he's not, he's supposed to be preaching the gospel to the people. He's not doing that. He's not preaching the gospel. He's supposed to be getting the people right. But in order to get the people right, he got to get himself right. You can't get the people right if your heart is evil. You know? It's just not good, guys. Let's get back to this. Check it out.
To make sure that it all falls in line for the greater good, right?
And everybody is covered.
Absolutely.
Because we understand, even though we have hearts to help each other, some people were a little leery about not having paperwork or whatever, but we will provide you with paperwork, you know what I mean? And as far as the do's and don'ts, it's just that we all want everybody to get along with each other. We don't want no drama, you know what I mean? Everybody want to respect each other's space and place, but it all belongs to all of us.
Absolutely. So here we go with no further ado. Oh, let me see if it's there. So read them in week. There's my signature there. And to the grantor. Look at that.
The question I have is, why is this man now signing something? Like, are you serious? So he just now became a trustee? This doesn't make any sense, man.
Right here.
Yep.
Hold on.
So read them in week. There's my.
This is craziness, man. This is crazy, y'all. Like, why is he now signing up? So if you want to be a trustee, this is their way of saying, hey, this is the proof. Come on down and sign up, and you're now a part of it. That easy, without no money involved? So what about the money? See, this is what I'm saying. You good people out there, before you even think about signing anything, you better make sure you consult legal counsel so that they can pretty much talk to you about exactly what you're doing. Because you may be signing into something that it's not going to really benefit you in the long run. Now, he don't care. He's going to sign his soul away. I don't want you folks to get caught up in a 360 deal thinking that your family is covered and, it's another mess. You know what I mean? I don't want you good folks to think that it's better for you to leave your current situation to go on down there and live in a tent. Remember, that is a complete rural area. So in order to develop that place, guys, it's going to cost a lot of money. Like I said, I was down there, so I know what I'm talking about. That's a complete rural area. Not only that, guys, you got to get the internet down there too. That's right. Ain't no internet down there, bro. You got to have good phone service, man. So there's a lot of work that need to go in it, man. You see? See, the thing with me, guys, is I'm cut from the cloth that says birds of a feather flock together. And when you see people hang with certain people, it says a lot about their character. Me personally, when I met Mike at the land, I understood what he was trying to do. The issue at hand is deeper because with all that transpired, you would think that a man would have integrity to say, wait a minute, this guy that is representing my brand is misrepresenting that information by showing himself to be a man of bad character. If this guy right here is supposed to be promoting for him, then he got to know how to represent him. But what we've seen on social media from him should make no one want to be involved in anything with him. See, what he was supposed to do is say, hey, guy, I can't rock with you no more. I can't rock with you no more, because all of the men that came down to this land, you done had fallouts with them. So the common denominator is you. So because he didn't do his research to understand that, I don't respect this guy. I don't. You understand? Because men are supposed to, they're supposed to give their thoughts and opinions when something ain't right. So if you have a community of people and the land purchaser himself don't intervene and say, hey guys, wait a minute now. We're not supposed to be fighting. We're supposed to be brothers. Wait a minute. We're not going to have this out here now. I don't like what's going on. You were there. That other brother was down at the land. We had a great time. Wait a minute now. Let's find out what's going on between you guys. Hey, we can't have this online now. This is not cool. This is not what I wanted. Y'all need to get this thing situated. You have to get involved and mediate that situation. So how you going to join a board of trustees when you can't even trust him to do his job? I'm just asking the right questions. How you going to sign up to be on a board of trustees when that board couldn't even resolve the situations between me and this cat? How could you trust that? How do they deal with conflict? How do they deal with disagreements between men? How do we deal with that? So if you sign up as a trustee and now you got a problem with him, how do you deal with that? Where's the rules? Where's the playbook on what I could or can't do? You know? None of these men have yet to exhibit leadership qualities. None. So how could you trust that? And this is why the black community can't grow. Because we're trying to remedy internalized racism by saying, hey, purchase some land, get some property, join my trustee group, and all will be okay. No. The best thing we can do is seek God so we can heal our wicked heart, get right with the Most High, and begin to have respect for one another and overcome our differences and issues, and then maybe we can move forward. But see, folks, there's a lot that's going on, and I need for you to understand so that you don't get caught up. I don't want you to get caught up, man. Don't get caught up with this type of stuff.
Signature there. And to the grantor.
Look at that. Right here.
Yep. So, there you have it.
Yes, sir. My brother.
Yes, sir.
So y'all want to be a part of this? Make it happen. Captain.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
He said capping at the end. So I don't know if he know what capping mean. He said, you want to be a part of this? And he said capping. So it's like, this ain't even real, man. This don't even make no sense. Like, they doing all of that for the cameras, bro. They doing all of this for the cameras because they should have been did that. Y'all got to peep the play. This should have been done already. That should have been done. They did that for the cameras to show you guys. You see what I mean? Like, I would have never posted that video because that video is going to only make people question me even more, because here's the thing. All that hugging stuff, that's camera stuff. That's theatrics. You know? Signing these things, these PDF, whatever, online contracts, all that mess. I'm not buying none of that. They should have been did that behind the scenes. Dude should have been a trustee a long time ago. What exactly are you signing? And what did he sign in comparison to what you would sign? Did he provide you a PDF of that contract and post it on a website for you all to download, to review, to take to your attorney? Or is it something that you got to do in the company of them? Because everything is supposed to be up for public scrutiny. Everything is supposed to be up so that we can review. Because if these guys are publishing a land initiative publicly, then publicly the public deserve access to these documents to find out more about this trustee issue so that we can take this contract to an attorney, have them look over it to see how would this benefit me legally, and what are my real options. You see, these things need to be talked about. They need to be transparent about what exactly do I get and what am I required to do? Because you might be signing into something that is requiring you to do something. And if you now say, well, I don't want to do it, they be like, well, you signed on that dotted line now. You legally are bound to the contract, which means now you are under obligation. No different than when you live in an HOA community, you got to pay your dues and your fees. You can't say, I don't feel like paying. No, you got to pay. So it sounds nice, trusty, it make you feel important, but I guarantee you there's something you got to do. There's something you got to do. You understand? So I'm not buying none of this.
My brother.
Yes, sir.
So y'all want to be a part of this? Make it happen.
If y'all want to be a part of it, don't make that happen. Because this don't sound right. This only opens up more doors for questionings. You understand? Again, where's the love? Where's the community of people that follow God? Forget all the land stuff. Forget all of that nonsense. Do the people get along with one another? Do we get along with one another? No, we don't. We don't get along with one another, guys. And that's what the sister is basically saying in her video. So I'm going to start it back from the top, and we're going to review her video now. Let's go.
Generational wealth, buy land, pool your resources, make sure you're owning it. Ownership, ownership, ownership. We get it, right? There's so much about that has been very helpful throughout the Black community, especially for the last 5 to 6 years. But the thing is, if we were truly owning land and owning property like we say we are, we would have more property as a collective, right? We can look these things up, and we're still lagging behind every other race. So my next question is, how helpful is it for us to continue to push the narrative of purchasing land and pushing property? Now, don't get it twisted. I think that there's value in that, but I feel like buying land and ownership is a natural consequence of a cohesive, ethnic, thriving group. And by that, I mean, how are we, just think about it, how are we going to own all of our land? Let's say we have a hypothetical community of 100 people. How are 100% of those people going to own land if most of them aren't even making enough money to purchase the land, right? But let's say they were making all that money, and all these 100 people in this community that is impoverished, that lacks self-love, that has self-hatred tendencies, that aren't being mentally supported, their mental health is lacking, and they're also, a lot of the people in this community of 100 people don't even realize, right? Don't even realize what the hell the problem is. So we're giving them money and we're telling them buy land, and that's going to somehow miraculously fix all our problems. And for me personally, I don't think that's the panacea that people are pushing it out to be. And I'm saying that because even if all of us got the money right now to own our own land, own our own schools, own our own this, own our own that, we're still missing that collective sense of community, respect, honor, and allegiance to one another. I feel as though that's a bit too lofty of a goal for where we're at, right? We are not thriving in terms of our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health, and our health as a collective. There's so much about the Black community where we've kind of got lost and we've kind of forgot about how we naturally are, and we naturally function best in tribes, right? That's just human nature. Even this video I'm making is for people. You're watching it, another person. The music you listen to is put together by another person, right? You might be thinking of a presentation you need to put together for tomorrow for your boss. We're such a collective and tribe-like people, and we've always moved that way. And I feel like with capitalism and the individualistic nature of wealth attainment has really run rampant throughout the Black community to where we're neglecting so many of the other more fundamental steps to get there first. And in my mind, I'm not anti purchase your property, own your land and all that stuff. Absolutely. But my thing is, if we're truly trying to find solutions for us as a whole and really try to remedy some of the issues that we have that's really plaguing our minds, right? Because it's our minds more than anything else. I don't see why purchasing property or how purchasing property is going to fix that. I think the focus should be less on purchasing property and more on gaining respect and gaining back, seeing the humanity in one another.
And the only way to do that is we have to return back to God. That's the only way. We're not going to do that if we're not connected to the Most High. And this is the issue that we have right now, is that if we're not connected to the Creator, we could never really love and respect one another because we don't respect ourselves. So we can never really build a true community. We can never do that. That's why the Most High gave us commandments and laws to follow so that we could do unto others as we would want them to do unto us. So if we're not practicing this, there's no way we're going to be able to come together.
Caring about whether your next door neighbor, who is this old Black woman, whether she ate today, does she have enough sugar in her closet, right? Did she get to her medical appointment? I think we need to start caring more about each other and being that point of contact, like checking in with one another. I think that helps foster that sense of community that we're missing, right? Because forget about what everybody else thinks about us. We know what goes on in our community. Like, we know that and I live in a Black neighborhood, right? And it's mostly older people where I live, but it's a lot of respect here. It's super clean here. People would think, oh, you live in a Black area, I'm sure the roads are dirty, this, that. No, this is probably one of the cleanest neighborhoods I've ever lived in, right? Just because it's a Black neighborhood doesn't make it synonymous with dirty or impoverished or anything of that sort. I felt the safest of anywhere that I lived in New York, in the neighborhood that I live in now. And we know these things about our community, but we also know there are other sides to
It's no damn sound. Imagine that. I'm over here cussing y'all out. Well, I'm going to start over and cuss you out some more. And it was real good. All of that stuff that I was saying, it was real, real good. So I'm going to cuss you out again. I was saying that y'all in the chat talking about what's her channel? Who is that talking? And all of that mumbo jumbo. That's disrespectful. How about you pay attention and listen to the show so you can learn something? You're talking too much. You're not listening. You're not paying attention to nothing that's being said. So how are you going to learn anything? Because when you say stuff like, oh, who's that speaking? Oh, what's this? I hope you're that supportive of my content, because it don't seem like you are. And normally when people do that, what they're basically saying is, what's her channel so I can go watch her, because I don't want to watch you. You talk too much. I just want the video to play. I don't really want to watch you. So get the fuck off my channel and go watch her. Because you're annoying me. Because what I'm trying to do is teach you a valuable lesson. And it's like you're not listening. This is why we're at the bottom. And if you're offended, you can unsubscribe and leave. I really don't give a fuck. Because I'm very serious about what I do. I'm very passionate. You understand? I'm trying to stop people from getting played. I'm trying to stop you from selling your soul. Sometimes you got to cuss a ninja out in order for them to understand what's going on. You understand? Stop asking dumbass questions and pay attention to the show. It's like when you go to school and you walk in a classroom, you don't walk in the classroom and say, who that's talking? What's the subject about? Why don't you shut up and pay attention? You'll hear it. Right? Why don't you rewind back the tape so you can learn something? You're an adult. Act like one. Right? Time is running out. We don't got no time to be playing. I don't got no time to be no Mr. Nice Guy either. I'm very serious about what I do. Right? So, I want to see how supportive you are when it comes to clicking that damn like button. Especially to all the people that keep asking, who's that talking? Did you click the like button? Did you support the show? You wouldn't even fucking know nothing until you seen my content. See, that's the problem. It's like you provide the content for the people to wake them up, but they don't want to be woken up. And you wondering why people resort to just living for the world, making a bunch of trap music, twerking and drinking, because it's like, what's the sense of preaching truth? What's the point? What's the point of trying to help ninjas wake up if y'all don't want to fucking listen? It's very annoying when you put your all into the content to show you not to deal with this type of crap up here, and you're not paying attention. And you wondering why brothers be like, you know what, man? Forget about waking people up, man. You can't wake up our people, bro. They're hard of hearing, man. You can't help them. You'll sit there and listen to her and be like, yeah, she's speaking the truth. But when I'm speaking the truth, you don't give a fuck. That's the problem. Everything she said, I've been said. I've been talked about this. Years and years, I've been saying the same thing. But when you hear it from a woman, all of a sudden it sounds better. Yeah. Sounds good. But I've been saying this. I just thought that if you hear a woman say it, it will substantiate my points. But for some reason, y'all acting like y'all now hearing something new. I've been said this already. You have amnesia now? This doesn't make no damn sense. Let's get back to the tape.
Gaining respect and gaining back, seeing the humanity in one another. caring about whether your next door neighbor, who is this old black woman, whether she ate today. Does she have enough sugar in her closet, right? Did she get to her medical appointment? I think we need to start caring more about each other and being that point of contact, like checking in with one another. I think that helps foster that sense of community that we're missing.
But the thing is, we don't care about one another. Our people hate each other with a passion. They hate me. You got people that are mad at me because I'm regulating the situation by letting people know exactly what it is. I don't care how nobody feels, fam. I'm going to say what needs to be said. But they'll get mad. Why? Because they don't want no truth. They want to be entertained. See, these guys are not giving you no truth. They're not building the community in terms of getting the people right. The people need to be mobilized and pretty much taught how to conduct themselves by getting them right with the Most High. That's why I had to leave the so-called Hebrew Israelite movement or the so-called Israelite community, because they don't follow the Bible. That's a whole damn hate group that hates itself. And all I've been witnessing and seeing from these people is evil. That's all I've been seeing. They haven't been building the people up. And this is why we as a people roll solo and don't want to have nothing to do with each other and just do our own thing. And we'll struggle doing our own thing. And we don't care about joining forces with one another to build wealth. That's just a damn joke at this point. Building generational wealth, the black wealth, and coming together. We ain't never coming together. We ain't coming together. We doing our own thing. We're divided, man. We don't even trust one another. Why do you think people have to write up contracts? When you see these two clowns up here writing up a damn contract, right? When you see them doing all of this, that's fake. Because real trust don't require no damn contract. That's what I'm trying to show you. Contracts are not made between brothers and sisters. Contracts are not made between brothers and sisters. Contracts are made between our group of people with another group of people. In other words, if you have this tribe over here, and then they have another tribe that we're not familiar with them, okay, we got to make a contract. We got to make a pact. We got to make a covenant because we don't really know them. So we got to make an agreement and put rules and stipulations on what needs to be done. And if you don't do what you say, now we can hold you accountable. That's where the contract is for. But brothers and sisters, we're not supposed to be making no contract, because that contract means I don't trust you. The contract says I don't trust you. That's why I'm making a contract with you. Because I don't believe you're going to do what you say. But since we got it in writing, you got to do it. You see? So what you see up there, that's not brotherly love. That's not truth. Because behind that, there's still no trust. And people can sign stuff and still not do their part. People can sign stuff and still not do their part. You know? And it's sad that people can't see this. It don't even make no sense. Everything this lady said, I've been talked about this. The problem is when you see a woman say these things, you jump on board. It's just like when you have these female content creators speaking male talking points. Men are more supportive of female channels than the men that have been speaking these things for years. A lot of these guys are going to literally go over to her platform and subscribe, not because, they now want to watch all her content and do this and that and that. And if you subscribe, that's your business. You know what I mean? That's why I put her link. But my point is, you're not doing it because You rock with the content. You're not. You understand what I'm saying? And this be the main issue that we see all the time. I could use videos to make my points clear so that you can learn from it. But instead of you learning, instead it's like, oh, what's her channel? I'm like, damn. Are you that supportive of my content the same way? Did you hit the like button? Did you support the show? Did you share the video? No, you ain't do none of those things. But you're ready to go elsewhere. And this is why the messages don't get out. Because you, the people, don't support the work. You bounce around. You bounce around when somebody says something that you like. And then you go over there and you're expecting this thing to go on and on and on and on. And you don't hear nothing no more. What I'm trying to save you from is getting involved in that. Because if, number one, we could listen to all the nice messages, none of that is going to help nobody if we don't get right with the Most High. If we're not right with the Most High, none of it works. You understand? If we're not going to change our lives for ourselves, nothing is going to work. You can listen to me all day. You can hear her video. It doesn't matter. If you're not going to get your life right, nothing is going to work. We will never like each other. We hate each other. You know? That's just the way it is. That's why I don't know why they being fake up here. Because all of this is fake. Did that man address him about all the drama that been going on social media? Did he address him yet and say, hey, fam, I realize you're struggling with internalized hate towards a fellow black man. Have you resolved those issues yet? Because as a trustee, I need to make sure that you don't exhibit that towards me or any other brother that might come in that have not been addressed. So it's like, I don't know what they trying to build, but I don't like it and I don't want nobody to be a part of that mess because something ain't right with that. Let's get back to the tape.
Really plaguing our minds, right? Because it's our minds more than anything else. I don't see why purchasing property or how purchasing property is going to fix that. I think the focus should be less on purchasing property and more on gaining respect and gaining back, seeing the humanity in one another. Caring about whether your next door neighbor, who is this old black woman, whether she ate today. Does she have enough sugar in her closet, right? Did she get to her medical appointment? I think we need to start caring more about each other and being that point of contact, like checking in with one another. I think that helps foster that sense of community that we're missing.
The only way that could be done is if we're following what the Bible teach. These are the things that I talked about when I said I left the Black Hebrew Israelite cult, because there's no love. There's no brotherhood. There's no sisterhood. There's nothing there. Just a bunch of religious people acting like they following God, but they're not practicing what they preach towards one another. And I'm tired of this mess. Everybody talking about they following God, but they hate one another. How we all going to go to heaven and we hate each other down here? We ain't going nowhere. Be surprised, man. All of us end up in hell, bro. All of us end up in hell. Following religion, being ultra deep, and then you die and you go straight to hell. And you're like, damn, the whole time I've been following religion and now I'm in hell. Because I wasn't following God. I was just being a hypocrite.
Right, because forget about what everybody else thinks about us. We know what goes on in our community.
Right.
Like, we know that and I live in a black neighborhood, right? And it's mostly older people where I live, but it's a lot of respect here. It's super clean here. People would think, oh, you live in a black area, I'm sure the roads are dirty, this, that. No, this is probably one of the cleanest neighborhoods I've ever lived in, right? Just because it's a black neighborhood doesn't make it synonymous with dirty or impoverished or anything of that sort. I felt the safest of anywhere that I lived in New York, in the neighborhood that I live in now. And we know these things about a community, but we also know there are other sides to that. We do know we got Pookie and Ray Ray shooting shit up, right? We do know that we have the YNs nowadays who don't give a damn about whoever. And my thing is, how do we as a collective sell Pookie, Ray Ray, and the YNs on the fact that your mind is impoverished, your mind is in shackles still? How am I going to tell them to pull their resource? Pookie doesn't give a damn about Ray Ray. Pookie will gun Ray Ray down in an instant if Ray Ray looks at him wrong. So my thing is, like, if we're supposed to really be caring about us as a collective, how can I pull you up by shoving down your throat to purchase property and buy land? And the only reason why I'm making this video on land ownership, property ownership, generational wealth is because I feel like there's a huge narrative around that in the financial and like the thriving Black spaces. And I'm here for it. Anything that gets us together, doing something positive, it's uplifting, and it gives us that sense of community. I'm here for it.
Again, everything she's saying is true. At the same time, without God, none of it will be a reality. None of it will become a reality. Our people are too far gone to get involved in business with one another. That's why Black-owned businesses can't thrive. It's because we don't want to see each other successful. There's a lot of people that don't want to see me eat. They want to see me die. They don't want to see me grow. They want to see me at the bottom. You know? That's how it goes, man. You see? If people are not following the Most High, if they're not following God, and they don't have a sense of morals and values, that's why we can't get along. You think about this. If everybody's following, let's just say hypothetically, everybody have their own religious belief. Let's say you don't even believe in the Bible. You don't believe in the Bible. That's not your thing. But you have your own religious belief. And in your religion, it teaches you to do right unto your fellow man. And then in your religion, it says the same thing. And in your religion, it says do this, do that. Treat people with respect. How come people still can't get along if they're all following their own God? This is why religion is bullshit. Because everybody's claiming they following God, and yet their God is not even teaching them how to conduct themselves with people every day. So we don't even treat each other right. We treat people like shit. But we say we follow in God. Everybody got their own belief system now. So even if everybody had their own belief system, their own religious beliefs, in all of these religions, it all tells you how to treat people and be a good human being. Okay, how come everybody isn't practicing what their religion says? Because it's all bullshit. It's just a feel-good message. That's all it is. So nobody's really following God. That's why I had to denounce the so-called Black Hebrew Israelite cult or movement or any of that stuff, because they don't follow the Bible. You know? Just like in the Christian church, they don't follow the Bible. I had to leave all of that mess. So I just have my connection with the Most High by myself, without following no movements or anything like that. Because what I realized about the Black Hebrew Israelites is that it's a racist hate group that hate anybody that's not Black or anybody that's not following their group. And what that religious movement did to me, it was slowly turning me into a racist, to the point where if somebody's African, I would always have something negative to say. And I'm like, why am I doing that? Because I was following a cult. I was following a religious movement, not realizing that it was slowly turning me into a racist without knowing. Let me explain how this works, because a lot of people don't understand how this is. And you might be a black Hebrew Israelite, whatever you want to call yourself. And I understand the whole bloodline thing, so don't waste your time trying to explain that to me, right? Let me explain how it turns you into a racist. Let's say you have a man from Africa over here, and he's preaching the Bible. Because I was in the Hebrew Israelite movement, I understand everything about bloodline. So what I would do is this. Why is that African man preaching? He's not of the bloodline. He shouldn't even be preaching. You see what I would do? In other words, him preaching the gospel or preaching in general, in my opinion, because I was following the cult, I felt he wasn't even qualified to talk. Not realizing that the Most High can use anybody to preach his word. So who am I to judge? Who am I to judge that African man if he chooses to open the Bible and tell people about Jesus Christ? I would be wicked to tell him that. You see how that works? If you have a Mexican man, right? Because I personally don't believe the so-called Hebrew Israelite doctrine that Mexicans are part of a tribe according to the Israelite. I don't believe that. I never believed that. So because of that, right, I would look and give them the same kind of judgment. How could they be trying to preach? They're not of the chosen people. So what the movement does, it turns you into a racist, where you look down on anybody else who's not a part of the group. Look at how FBAs are on social media. Foundational Black Americans. If they believe you're not a foundational Black American, they would shun you, they would push you away, and act like you're not their people. They'll call you a tether. This is what they did to me. You know? And I was born here in America. So was my father. He in Texas right now. Army vet. And my mom, she's from Panama. R.I.P. to my mama. You understand? But they call me a tether and basically said that I'm a so-called immigrant. And this was coming from my own people. That's called internalized racism. And that's coming from the FBA community. So you got all these different movements and religions, and they're all hate groups and racists, just like the Black Hebrew Israelites. So by me renouncing the Black Hebrew Israelites and no longer associate myself with that, now I see all men as men. Now I see all women as women. If somebody chooses to follow the Most High, it's all good. I'm not here to judge nobody in terms of, oh, you're a heathen. Oh, you're African. Oh, you're a heathen. This is what the Black Hebrew Israelites do. They look at everybody as a heathen, not realizing that the heathens were the people that rejected God. They were the people that worship idols and false gods. They're the heathens. But if somebody from the other nations choose to repent and follow the Most High, who are you to judge them? How could you condemn them now? They might make it to the kingdom faster than you. Just because you believe you're a Hebrew Israelite, that doesn't mean you gonna get to the kingdom because of your bloodline. If our bloodline is so great, why are we in poverty? If our bloodline is so great as a people, right? Why we don't even get along? Why we don't get along? If we're so special and so high, why are we on the bottom? Because we're wicked, man. So buying land, that sounds nice. I'm all for buying land. I'm all for that type of stuff. But with these guys, no. I'll buy my own land, where I pretty much control what needs to be controlled. But with the experiences that I endured from this character, it tells me a lot about this character. Because in order for you to understand people, you got to look at who they hang with. It tells you everything. There's no denying it. If a rotten apple is hanging with a good apple, that apple gonna be rotten too. And this is what I'm trying to help you folks to avoid. Let's get back to the tape.
Caring about us as a collective. How can I pull you up by shoving down your throat to purchase property and buy land? And the only reason why I'm making this video on land ownership, property ownership, generational wealth is because I feel like there's a huge narrative around that in the financial and like the thriving Black spaces. And I'm here for it. Anything that gets us together, doing something positive, it's uplifting, and it gives us that sense of community. I'm here for it. I love it. But I think that the problem is a little bit deeper than that. And I feel like, again, like I said earlier, ownership for the average Black person is a little bit too lofty, right? Because again, we're usually not making that. We already know we're not making the proper money to even get that. And sometimes we are also victims, or many times we're victims of redlining, where we'll get higher interest rates, higher everything just because we're Black, right? But also, we can't look at it in such an individual way. If we want to truly own land and we want to really like own certain neighborhoods and we own this block, like, you know, how other ethnic groups do, as they should. If we want to own our blocks, we have to do that as a collective. So how am I going to get my next door neighbor, the one down the street, as I just sit here and think, the one down the street, there, who's all interested in buying it, but do they trust me? Do we have trust in the neighborhood? Do we have trust amongst one another? Do you look at me as your kin, or am I just that Black girl who makes videos?
You see, that's exactly how people feel about me. You know, like the FBA community, if you don't identify as FBA, then they call you a tether. See, I don't got no time for none of that bullshit. You can see me. I'm a Black man. But that's not good enough. You got to identify with their religion. And the reason why is because, again, they don't know who they are. So they're trying to find an identity. So they'll just say, well, I'm a foundational Black American because my mama Black, my daddy Black. They all trace back to the slaves in America. So they feel good about that. But that's not helping the community, because with all that FBA shit, you're still in poverty. You still hate one another. You're still down and out. You can't get along. There's no economics understanding. There's no supporting of Black-owned businesses. Crime is still on the rise in the Black community. The ninjas are still selling drugs. So all of that FBA stuff goes out the window because none of that is helping the Black community to empower it. Just like the Hebrew Israelite community. All of that is bullshit because none of that is helping us grow, because those very same people who claim they follow the Bible, they don't even practice what they preach. So, and when I say practice what they preach, I'm talking about when there is conflict, when we have disagreements. I don't see them practicing it. You know, the Bible says when you have aught with a brother or an issue with a brother, to go to him privately to resolve those things. I did that in regards to the situation with this guy here. I went to him privately to resolve it. And instead he brought it into public and made one big mess. You see, when I tried to handle it based on the Bible. And many of you know that if you've been following all the videos. I'm not talking to you folks that just walked in and you don't know what's going on. We're talking about a year-long battle. You understand? If you haven't been watching all the videos and seeing everything from both sides, you don't have a clue what's going on.
Am I your sister, or am I somebody you feel like you have to protect yourself from?
And that's how they feel about me. They got to protect themselves from me. So You could see these two guys and it appears as if though they're brothers, like they're in support of one another, like everything is good. At the same time, you don't know what's going on in their heart. And this is very important for you to understand.
Ranter.
Look at that. Right here.
Yep. So, there you have it.
Yes, sir. My brother.
Yes, sir.
You see that? He called him his brother. Why? Because they made an agreement? What about the brothers that he's in this disagreement with? Are they brothers? Because he said, I'm his enemy. So how could they be focusing on community and have evil in the heart? Yeah, all of that was done for the cameras. We already know that. That was definitely done for the cameras. That wasn't done for truth.
Am I somebody that you want to help really be in her purpose, or am I somebody that you'd rather support from afar? That's what I'm talking about. And I think that's really the crux of the issues that we face as to why we are not as collective and we don't function really as a proper thriving ethnic group should. Like, look at the Amish. These people, the way that the level of allegiance that they have to one another needs to be studied. The Jewish needs to be studied. And it has nothing to do, like, yeah, there's some about love and all that, but it's not even about love. For me, it's about honor, respect, and allegiance.
All of that falls under love, just in case the sister don't understand. Everything you just said falls under love. Because if you want a man to love you, you would want him to honor you. You would want him to do this. You would want him to do all those different things. Let's rewind that back so we can hear that again.
These people, the way that the level of allegiance that they have to one another needs to be studied. The Jewish needs to be studied. And it has nothing to do, like, yeah, there's some about love and all that, but it's not even about love. For
See,
me,
she said it's not about love. I have to make sure that I correct her on that. Listen.
it's about honor.
Well, if you love somebody, you would honor them.
Respect.
If you love someone, you'll respect them. This is why I always tell you, brothers, if a woman respect you, she loves you.
And allegiance, your kin comes first. It comes before anything.
And that's exactly what happens when you love somebody. When you love somebody, they come first, which means I'm going to think the best of you. I'm going to always be trying to do well or do good to you if I got love for you. Everything is moved by love. It's either you love or you hate. There's two umbrellas that we have to be under. You have to make your choice. It's either going to be hate or love.
And if you can't even see the humanity in me, like if I'm struggling with something and my black brother walks past me with my bags and with all this and doesn't even blink an eye, bat an eye to try to
Correction to faith says it's about love unconditional. No. That's Christian doctrine. No. Unconditional love, that's bullshit. Let's just be real. And you know that's true. You do not love nobody unconditionally. There's a condition. There's always a condition. You understand? Nobody's going to just sit there and be a punching bag and love somebody unconditionally. No. I could be doing my part, but if you're not doing your part, I can't do my part no more. If I'm showing you love and you're showing me hate, I cannot continue to show you love. Do you understand? I'm going to stop. I'm going to cease from doing what I'm doing and go about my business. I'm not going to sit there and continue being a punching bag for you. If you're in a relationship and you're showing a man love and he's just being evil, you're not going to stay there. You're going to leave. So all that unconditional stuff, change that mess. Love is conditional. Even with the Most High. He said, if you love me, you'll keep my commandments. And guess what happened if you don't keep his commandments? Oh yeah, you're going to be damned and you're going into the lake of fire. All that unconditional stuff, God don't love us unconditionally. No, there's a condition. Keep my laws and my commandments. honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days be long. So what happens if you don't keep those conditions? Your days are going to be shortened. What happens if you don't obey his laws? You're going to be punished. And that's why we went into slavery for the transatlantic slave trade. Because his love is conditional. He said, Jacob have I loved, but Esau I hated. It's in the Bible. He ain't say I love them both.
Help me. Or if he's struggling and I don't even try to help him, that's a breakdown within the community. So how am I going to get the trust of him? Or how is he going to get my trust if we can't even have just a regular functioning kind of relationship with one another? So I feel like the shift needs to be on community building rather than just like, oh, purchase a property, purchase that. Because like I said, if 100% of all of us, or if all of us get the property today.
Now, you have to notice what she said. She said, we need to focus on community building, not purchasing property and land and all of that. See, what this guy wants you to focus on is community building in the sense of property, land, and all that other stuff. That's not community building. That's not community building. What they're trying to do is create something that can generate money. At the end of the day, it must generate money or bring in money somehow. You understand? So you got to know what you're signing up for. Building community have nothing to do with buying land and houses. The community is us, the people. We have to have respect for one another. Just because. You understand? See, I have a next door neighbor right next to me. He's a family man. He minds his business. He just goes to work, do what he got to do. Every now and then, he'll be on the grill, doing whatever he got to do. So, as a family man myself, I understand how to conduct myself around another family man. I'm not going to do something that's out of pocket that interferes with his peace and his family. You understand? I'm not going to take my trash and throw it on his yard. That would be breaking the peace. That would be causing him, issues. Now, I mind my business. I'm the type of guy that's in this community. I mind my business. I don't talk with nobody. Not because I'm an a-hole. I just don't like to how can I say? I don't like to intrude on anybody's peace. So I could be doing some work. Somebody could be right there. I won't say not one word to them. If they say something to me, I'll respond. But other than that, I just stay to myself. Stay out of the way. Do what I got to do. Don't bother nobody. Don't say nothing to nobody. Nobody can say nothing to you. See, the man that is blind and can't see, and the man that can't talk, he don't got no sin. Even Jesus said that in the Bible. The blind man, he don't got no sin. The man that can't see and can't talk, he has no sin. He can't sin. How? He ain't speaking, and he's not looking at anything, doing nothing crazy. You see? So there's a lot of problems that we got to resolve, man. A lot. And people don't like to have these tough conversations. Shout out to Rebel for Almighty for the support, and Christina for the support. Christina says they do this every spring with this land. Good live, Ringo, bringing awareness about this nonsense. Yeah, you see, you can see exactly what's going on, because if you notice, his right-hand man, Yawitazah, he went away for about a whole year almost. I think it's been about a year, right? Haven't been online. What's going on? Like right after he got married, he just disappeared. So now you're going to see him come back because why? They got to promote again to do one of those fundraisers or do one of those land jamboree things. Are they paying taxes on that? Are they paying taxes on those jamborees when they raise that money and people pay for those tickets? Are they paying their taxes? Hello? Are they paying taxes on that? I want to know. See, I ask the real questions. Because when you're in the public eye and you are doing things in terms of land initiatives and you are raising money, right? The public is going to want to know exactly where the money is going and what it's being used for. So Uncle Sam may want to know, did they pay taxes on last year's jamboree? Or did the money just go somewhere else? Because I'm sure if they didn't pay any taxes, that's bad. That's right. I'm just asking the right kind of questions. The questions nobody want to answer. Because if you see your Wittazar pop up again promoting jamborees, that's a bad look, guys. Because that means he only shows up once a year. And then try to get the people to join. I would not even get involved, fam. I would say for you folks to get right with the Most High, because our people are too far gone. Like, everything the sister's saying is true. It's good. I've been saying this for years. At the same time, the solutions is the Bible. Because here's the thing. Everything the sister's saying is true. But what y'all not hearing is, where's the solution? That's the part that you're not getting. Again, that's not a knock at her, because she's speaking the truth. The problem is the solution haven't been given. The solution is we need to repent and get back to the Most High by studying them scriptures and applying the scriptures to our life, but not only to our life, but towards one another. And that takes practice. It's not easy to practice what's in the Bible towards one another. Because we don't like to. Because when our flesh get upset, the first thing we want to do is evil. Even Paul said that, that when he would do good, evil is present with him. He said, "Oh, wretched man that I am, who will deliver me from the body of this death?" Why? Because he said, when I want to do good, evil is present. Oh, wretched man. It's like, that's what we battle. It's like anytime you try to do good, evil is right there telling you to do evil, and you end up doing the evil rather than the good. The good that you know you should do, you don't do it. And that's what religious people do. Religious people know the truth, but they don't apply it to their life. They don't apply it. They know the truth, but they don't practice it.
Okay, yeah, I guess our wealth rises, which is great, but it's not just about money, right? Money, we can't just throw money at it and think that fixes us from the root. We have problems, and it's not.
Now think about what she said. You can't take money and fix the problem because the problem is at the roots. Now, those of you that know me, I'm into landscaping. I'm into lawn care. I'm into all of that type of stuff. If you got weeds, you got to deal with it at the roots. You can't pull the weeds. Now, I don't know if any of you know this. You landscaping guys, you know this. You should know this. If you got a weed, right? And you pull it, you pluck it from the ground, figuring, well, I got it. No, you didn't. The root system is still in there. And because you plucked it, it's going to multiply now. So what you plucked was one, but because you plucked it, the root system now is going to multiply and create 3 new weeds. Because you just triggered the system to restructure itself. In order to kill the weed, you got to kill it at the root system. You understand? So you're going to have to put down some herbicides down. You're going to have to put down these things and allow them to penetrate the root system so it could kill the weeds. That's the only way. So with us, the problems we got is in the roots. We're rooted in evil. The only way we can overcome these different things is we need the scriptures. We need the scriptures. We need the word of the Most High. We have to put the pre-emergence in our heart from the Bible. We put the pre-emergence down in our heart. Just like when you're dealing with weeds, when you're dealing with all this mess, you put down the pre-emergence, it kills all of that mess. In order for us to overcome our evil ways, we got to take the pre-emergence from the Bible and apply them to our life so we could get down into the root system of the evil that's in us, and it will uproot that mess and kill it. And now we'll be rooted in the word of the Most High, and now we can show love towards one another because we allow the word, the seed of the word of God to penetrate our heart and grow roots. So now we're rooted in the word of the Most High rather than rooted in the evil of the devil. That's how we're going to get free.
Not just about our wealth. Yes, wealth fixes things, but still we'll have no political power, right? Because usually when we have representation in a political arena, it's, all skin folk and kinfolk kind of situations, right? Which is why I'm a big advocate on doing things on a local level. I think that has a greater push than on such a governmental high order level, because there's just so many different barriers put in place specifically for you and me so that we can't hit a certain level. And you know what? That's okay. I'm not even trying to dismantle that at this point. Maybe we should. But my focus is more on what can we do as a community? What can we do as a whole, right? The Amish, they're not going to the government asking about this and that. The Jewish, if something happens to their people, they will rally around them like crazy and fix it and have some sort of legislation passed tonight if somebody violates a Jewish person. But violate me, there's nothing will happen. Somebody throw me on a t-shirt and call it a day.
And that's exactly what, that's so true. If something was to happen to her, nobody would care. But if somebody, think about this, guys. If somebody on social media used their platform to preach hate towards Jewish people, their channel gets shut down, right? They get, it'd be on the news. They have to issue public apologies, all sorts of stuff. How come we don't get that? Because nobody cares. And it's not that nobody from the other nations don't care. We don't care. There's no standards. So we allow people to take advantage of us. But all these other ethnic groups, nobody can say nothing about them. People are scared to say stuff about them. And it's not that they're scared. They just know better. They know better. They know the respect. But with us, we say things towards each other that are hateful. Why? Because we don't respect one another.
So it's like there's so much about us where we've lost respect, we've lost footing in that area. And that's just what it is. Maybe at some point, let me know down below. Maybe at some point we'll regain that. We'll be a respected people. We'll be a respectable group again. But as right now, it's like our home is broken up. Our home is messed up. So how are we going to, again, do the last step? Like for me and me personally, I think that purchasing property and ownership and power and control is the last point of a thriving ethnic group. There's so many things that first have to happen, like caring for one another, respecting one another, being.
Again, we can't do none of those things if we're not connected to the Heavenly Father. We could never care for one another if we don't have a relationship with God, guys. You got to understand that. It sounds good when she's saying it. At the same time, we can never care for one another if we're not God conscious. And that's where we have the disconnect, because some of us are God conscious. Some of you folks that are viewing right now, you always try your best to treat people right. And that's never reciprocated. They never extend that same helping hand back to you. And it really frustrates you because you're like, man, I'm doing everything right. I'm trying to be this good person. I'm doing everything for people. I'm just on the right path. And it's like people are just so damn evil, man. And what that does, it frustrates you so much. You're like, you know what? Forget this, man. Forget this, man. I'm not doing nothing no more, man. And it puts you in a place where you go back to doing the wickedness again. Why? Because you've been doing good for so long. And it's like all the people that claim they follow in God are not reciprocating that same energy back. And it becomes very, very frustrating.
There for one another, seeing the humanity in one another, looking at each other and listening to the kind of music that we listen to, like Shoot 'Em Up or FB's Get Money and, the Sexy Red and all that, like all that craziness that we listen to. And I'm not gonna sit here act like I'm holier than thou. Like I don't listen sometimes, but sometimes when I'm hearing, I'm like, damn, this is so destructive. This is so, and it's so potent as well. Like you'll be singing the tune.
Because evil is attractive. Sin is very attractive. Of course, it's going to be good. Wicked music sounds good. That's why nobody want to hear positive music.
The tune, and it's just like, you kind of feel convicted a little bit, or at least I do when I listen to that kind of music. Like, damn, let me turn to something else, right? Let me put on a little Erykah Badu. Let me put on some India Arie, because it's just like the music nowadays, which is it's such a big thing for us. And it's like if we allow certain things like that to infiltrate our minds, it poisons us. It just does, right? We're already not really eating that well. So many of us live in food deserts. And I know I seem like I'm going off, but it's going to come back. So just follow me. We're living in food deserts, right? So our minds aren't even right. There's such a huge connection between the gut and the brain, which is a whole nother video. But it's like if your mind is not well, your gut is out of whack, meaning you're probably not eating well. You're not eating your whole foods. You're not eating your vegetables, and you're not eating your fruits. Right? And there's so much that happens within the mind, and specifically the Black mind, because we probably have the worst diets. And I'm only saying that because us as Black women, we're usually overweight. Okay. And I've taken into account the fact that we hold on more muscle and we're, a little more built, have greater bone density than other races. Cool. But I've taken that into account. We're still big. Right? Meaning that we're still holding on and eating a bunch of processed foods. We're eating
See, now, if I would have said women are big, everybody will condemn me and unsubscribe. But if she say it, it's okay. You see the difference? If I say it, they'll say I'm body shaming. That's the new thing now. By telling a woman the truth about her health, it's called body shaming now. And you're wondering why we can't help our people.
chitlins and the pork and all this crazy stuff and the fast food. We got to stop. Because it's like, how can we as a collective also think that we're about to fix anything if we can't even have control over ourselves and things that we do?
Well, that's why we have to follow the Bible. Again, the solution is in the scriptures. Again, everything she's saying is on point. What it lacks is the solution. The solution is written in the Bible in practical layman's terms. It's right there for us to follow. We just don't want to follow it. This is why the Bible says my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We don't want the knowledge of God. That's why we went into captivity.
Food runs us, right? Like the things that we want to consume, the things that we hear, the things that we listen to, we're all hypnotized. We all drink that Kool-Aid. So we're a subdued group. We're a group of people who is just kind of functioning, but there's a part of us that has been that has gone offline. So again, how are we going to, as a collective?
See, the problem with what you said, Sherelle, when you said money answereth all things, that's not true. The Bible says, out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. Money cannot save you if you're dying from cancer. Money cannot keep your marriage together. There have been many people that have millions of dollars and they still file for divorce. So money cannot answer all things. What it talks about how money can be used as a defense. If you study the scripture that you're quoting, if you read it in its context, right? It's speaking of a defense, meaning you can use money. Now, remember, in that time, it was pretty much gold and silver, right? That's what it was. So when it says money, that's a translation. There was no dollar bills back then. You see what I'm saying? So there was no money. The currency is always gold and silver. That's how they exchanged. You know, shekels, remember? So it don't answer all things. Money cannot save you if you're blind. If you get in a car wreck and lose your legs, money cannot save you. Money cannot make a woman respect you. She can act like she like you, but she don't respect you. Men that lead with their wallet and flash money, women are never impressed. They'll use you because you're a dummy, but she don't respect you.
Own stuff. If my mind is not even functioning at its most decent capacity, because I also believe the health, like actual physical health, what we ingest, helps us function better as a peoples as well. Like if we got more healthy and we took our diets seriously, like whole foods, unprocessed food, fruits, vegetables, we'd be thinking more logically. Think about Ray Ray and Shoot 'em Up Tebow, right? Shoot 'em Up Tebow that been eating McDonald's since he was yay high, and he still is. Think about what type of havoc that wreaks on the mind. He's not okay. There's a level of insanity that some of these people have. And there's so many traumatized people in this community as well that we don't even realize because we're just so used to anxiety, depression. We don't talk about how people unalive themselves, right? Or overly intoxicating themselves. Liquor stores on each corner, and we're in them. I look at them, I see them, and we go in them. We go to these stores. And yeah, probably the white people go to the ones in their communities, but they're really not on every corner like it is ours. But every time I go past it or walk up in it, right, and get my little wine sometime, I always see who's in it, and it's people who look like me.
Well, that's because they keep us drunk. They keep us intoxicated. That's a part of the plot and plan to keep us down as black people. You know, in every black community, there's a liquor store in every corner. Every corner. Every couple of blocks, there'll be a liquor store somewhere. That's just the way it is. You go to other communities, it's not like that. They got to literally drive out in order to get alcohol. And they do it like that on purpose because they don't want this affecting their kids and their families. So they keep it far away. But in the black community, they keep the alcohol within just a walk away. You don't even have to get in your car. You can just go walk and pick it up.
You can't tell me that we're not full of toxicity. We are intoxicated, right? Just from our food and the things that we drink and the things that we do and the things that we listen to. So how are you going to take these kinds of people, this kind of group, and sell them on the idea that, number one, you're traumatized. Number two, there's a deep-seated sense of self-hatred that's running rampant all through you. But you should buy property, though.
That's not going to solve the problems. And this is why I'm using her video to focus on what they're doing. If you've been paying attention, you would understand my purpose. You cannot get people to be a part of a land initiative when their minds are not right, when they're intoxicated, when they are dealing with internalized racism, when they hate their own family members, when they don't even love themselves, when they're struggling with depression and anxiety, when they don't even follow God. Like, just letting them sign up to be a trustee of a land, like, that don't even make no sense. Like, I wouldn't even be doing that. People, shouldn't you screen people to make sure that they're good to go? So they just sign anybody up? This don't make no sense.
That's not a viable solution at this point for most of us. So I wanted to make this video because I feel like a lot of our work is in our communities. Our work is on restoring our relationships with our brothers, our next door neighbors, and just caring, just lend a hand, right? The next time you see a black woman struggling or a black man struggling or needing help, or you notice somebody struggling, paying for the grocery or something, you got an extra, I don't know, $5, $10, take care of it.
We ain't doing that because once again, if we're not following God, see, I'm going to keep going back to the solution. Again, everything she's saying is true. At the same time, the solution was not given. There got to be something that we could do on a practical level so that we're all on the same page. It's not about just, well, if you see somebody at the store lacking $5, get them the $5. No, that's not enough. There got to be something we do on a day-to-day basis, not something you do because she said to do it. It got to be something that you do because you want to do it. You're compelled to do it. You're compelled to treat each other the right way. Do what's right because it's right. It's like if you find someone's wallet, you should know to return the wallet, not keep it. Talking about, oh, well, I needed the money, so no. Good character says, I found somebody's wallet. It got their credit cards, their IDs, all their valuable information and money. Let me return the money back. Let me go to their home address and personally drop this off. That's what a good person would do. A wicked person would say God just blessed them with a wallet full of money. And a lot of people do that and claim they believe in God.
Right, help that old lady. Don't just walk past her. You see she's struggling, right? Lift your brother up when you walk past him, right? Give that man a compliment. It costs nothing, but it has a ripple effect. And I think it's doing these small things. I know they seem small and inconsequential, but I don't think that they are. Like, I think these are huge. I think that if we continue to do little things like this as a community, we can slowly build up trust, slowly build up the humanity, where Ray Ray will start to look at Shoot 'em up Tebow and be like, you know what? I probably shouldn't do that. I know his grandma. His grandma's really nice. Or, nah, my brother, that's like my brother. Like, we look the same. Like, we look the same. I probably shouldn't do that.
See, she have the right spirit. I'm sure somewhere in her mind, she most likely have some sort of connection to God. Or she was just raised with the right kind of parents or something. Because you don't just you don't just have this mindset and be around wicked people. Somebody had to influence you to think this way. It's a good way to think. At the same time, in order for our people to think like that, they got to be God conscious. Our people are evil, full of the devil, like literally. And it's difficult to try to get them out of it. Just look at how the music scene is. Look at all the trap music and the drill rap. Look at how all the guys are in the music videos with guns and they're just all, looking weird and crazy and demonic. And, they got all these gold teeth. There's a song literally out right now where a dude is on camera rapping. Y'all probably seen the video where, let me see if I can pull it up, man. Let me see if I can pull this up. It's really demonic, man. Absolutely demonic. It's just pure craziness, man. About how to catch what is it? How to catch a body or some mess. And if you look at the way these guys function, it doesn't make no sense, man. Let me see if I can find it real fast. Where the hell that thing is? Da, 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 da. I don't know where it is. Oh, let me do this real fast. 'Cause I want to show you how evil okay. Because y'all be wondering why a lot of these rappers are out here dying every day. Y'all wondering why. It's because of the music. The music is evil and it's full of death. So you got this song here. Y'all be wondering why these type of songs be having 4.7 million views. You know why? Because these people are demonic. Like this whole song is literally teaching you how to catch a murder. It's teaching young men how to catch a murder. Does that make sense? And it got 4.7 million views. But yet all this truth I've been sharing all throughout this video, it don't got no views at all. You know why? Because nobody cares about the truth, because you're inherently evil. A lot of you brothers, you played that song already. Yes, you did. You played that song because I played it doing my research. If I played it during my research to find out what's going on, to do topics, I know you saw that video. The song literally teach you how to catch a murder and what you need to do, like a step-by-step plan on how to do it. And it's entertainment for the youth. And you're wondering why these youngins out here catching bodies is because they listen to these artists. Like all these artists, they're not going to live long. And I'm not wishing death on anybody, but my point is these artists are not going to live long. You can't go down that path and live long. It just doesn't work for you. Eventually, you're going to die. You know, that's just how it goes.
Maybe, just maybe, it'll have a ripple effect and make us think twice. That's all I want us to do is think twice. And then we could talk about pooling money, because how you going to pool money with me? You don't trust me. You don't trust me.
And see what she's saying about pulling money. That's what these guys are interested in. They don't know nobody, but they're interested in that money.
I don't trust you. And that's just natural in our community. It shouldn't be.
We don't trust each other. That's just the way it is, man. We don't trust each other.
That's like, we need to start seeing that as a side effect or a symptom of sickness.
The reason why my channel don't get those views is because you folks that are viewing the video don't even share the videos. You don't share the videos. You don't even tell nobody about the platform. Y'all think views just come out of nowhere? You're responsible for that. If you value this material, you'll be telling everybody about my channel. You're not doing that. So you're wondering why the views, I have people all the time that are like, yo, man, you should have millions of views, bro. Well, I would if you actually shared the videos and told people about the platform. But obviously you don't.
To not trust your kin, to not trust your family. I'm your family. I'm your sister. Remember me? I'm your sister. Give me your money so I could, we could own our block again. But you wouldn't trust that. You wouldn't trust that. And I mean, rightfully so sometimes. I don't know. But I think we need to start at a very restorative place. And then we could start having those higher conversations. So this video is not to discourage anybody from purchasing property. You got the coin, go get it. But again, I don't think that's a fix it. I don't think that's a panacea. I don't think that will magically fix all of our problems, or just because we have a little wealth. It's still very individual. You have wealth. We're still poor, right? And families control things, not individuals, right? And I'm not just talking about people with your last name, but I'm talking about people who look like you. Because if that was the case in the Amish community, the Jewish communities, the Asian communities, they would be all out for oneself, but no.
Normally, you said a lot of women don't like my content, I try to convince you're a good content creator. The reason why they don't like my content is because they don't like the truth. And normally these women are single and miserable. And that's all it is. Women that don't like my content are normally women that don't have a husband. They're single, miserable, and lonely. And the reason being is because when I speak truth regarding relationship issues, they don't want to hear that. And they're wondering why they're having all these relationship problems. Because they don't want to hear the truth. You know, so they're pretty much just growing old in their 50s and 60s and still struggling trying to date. Like Vivica Fox and all these other different women that are literally in their 50s and 60s getting BBLs, trying to act like they're 20 years old. Nobody's looking at them no more. It's a total waste of time.
Support businesses. They pool resources. They live together until it makes sense to get a different house. And that's another thing that we've been completely sold on as well. Like, you know, it's a sign of doing well when you're 18, you go to college and you go there for the 4 years and you get your own place and you never move back home and you're independent and then you find your man. And like that, I've been sold on that. And I look back like, damn, maybe I should have stayed home after college. Maybe I should have pooled my money. Maybe me and my cousins and all of us should have just stayed at the house.
See, the reason why a lot of women don't stay at the house is because of feminism, which teaches women to go out there and get their bag, and it teaches them they don't need a man. And this is another problem we have in the Black community, where our women don't feel that they need a man. So once a woman starts making money, she believes in her heart, mind you, that she don't need a man because she can now provide for herself, pay her own bills. And that's very, very misleading to think that way, that because you have a job now, you don't need a man in your life. That's crazy. And this is why we have an influx of women that are just single and growing old, childless, and they think this is cute. Talking about they're enjoying their single life, but they're still having sex. So you're enjoying your single life. So let me get this straight. You don't want to be a wife. You're enjoying your single life. But in what way? Because you're able to sleep around. You see what that does? Feminism made women conduct themselves like men. See, men are supposed to procreate with women. We can do that. You understand? You don't like it. At the same time, that's our nature. Our nature is to procreate with women. See, you're not supposed to do that as a woman. A woman is not supposed to go out there taking D from different men and getting pregnant by different men. That's not how it's supposed to be. But when you look at the Black community and you look at our women, you have a whole line of single mothers. And when you look, they all got baby daddies, multiple baby daddies. We're talking about multiple, not one, not two, but 3 and 4 and 5 baby daddies. That's crazy. And it's everywhere. Because why? They don't want to settle down and be a wife. So instead, they just go out there and just live their worst life, having babies out of wedlock. And then when they have all these kids, they're expecting a good man to come in and be a stepdaddy, which is more dysfunction, more madness. I'm not doing that mess. You know, where your baby daddy at, and how come he's not in your life taking care of them kids? Why are you waiting for another man to come in? That's crazy.
And maybe we'd be better off, but I think we're so. I mean, I think that's a very loaded situation, because I think a lot of us want to get away from home because there's toxicity there or there's stress there, right? Which we don't talk about. But
no, it's that you want to be grown and you want to move out and do your own thing. That's what most ladies technically want to do. And the thing is, there's a double standard even with women, where most parents wouldn't mind their daughters coming back home if they have issues, but their sons, they don't care about their sons. If their sons leave the house, they want him out forever. The son don't have a come back home opportunity no more once he leave, but the daughters, they could come back. That's a double standard right there.
Of doing well when you're 18, you go to college and you go there for the 4 years and you get your own place and you never move back home and you're independent and then you find your man. And like that, I've been sold on that. And I look back like, damn, maybe I should have stayed home after college. Maybe I should have pooled my money. Maybe me and my cousins and all of us should have just stayed at the house. And maybe we'd be better off. But I think...
What statement do you strongly disagree with? What statement do you strongly disagree with? Let's have the conversation, man. What statement you strongly disagree with? You said I would strongly disagree with that statement. What statement? The last one you just made, that daughters are welcome to come back home over sons. Sons are never welcome back home. And if they do, these are typically mama boys that are more effeminate. You understand? Maybe a single mother home, you might let your son come back home. But that's more of a mama's boy. If a father is in the house, he's not going to allow his son to come back home. Not a man. A masculine man is not going to let his son come back home. His daughters, yeah. But the sons, no. And that's a double standard that is in this day that prove that men are expected to go out there and provide, but women are given passes to come back home. And I think that that's wrong. I think that if you're going to tell your son to go out there and make it, tell your daughter the same thing. She shouldn't even be allowed to come back home if she want to be independent. Let her fend for herself. Because to bring her back home is proof that a woman is not supposed to be out there working. That's proof. Because we know it's tough. So we'll let her come back home so she can have an easy life, save her money. But for a young man, we expect him to go out there and work and struggle to provide and make it. That's a double standard. You know? But then now, when that same young lady you let stay home go out, she ain't gonna know how to get with a man because you gave her a pass even though she's independent. It's just that you realized she was failing and you brought her back in trying to save her. She still got that independent spirit. You got to train the young ladies up to be wives. That's another problem in the black community on why there are so many women single in today's day. And women outnumber men, which is another problem. All of the ladies in today's day are still waiting for a unicorn man to come into her life, not realizing that any man you get with is going to have a woman. If you're a lady and you're listening to this show, if you get with a man and he's a quality man, trust me, he got a woman. Are you willing to get with that man? Because if you say no, you will die alone. You will stay there by yourself forever because there are only a few good men in this world. There are not millions and millions of good men. Most men are evil. Just look at the black community, look at the pool of black men, and ask yourself the question, where are the good brothers? There are none. And if you run into one, normally he has a woman already. So you're going to have to share that man. But again, your mind is not prepared because you've been raised in a system that taught you that a man is supposed to submit to you and only be with you. And that's why most women are single today. Most of you ladies that are still single right now, you're going to be single for the rest of your natural life. Because why? You have not yet accepted the fact that in order for you to be with a good man, you're going to have to share that man with another woman. But that bothers you to hear that. That's why you get mad at me. But all you got to do is just look at your life. Every man you dated, you end up leaving him. Why? He cheated on you. He had another woman. Every single man you ever been with, all the guys you dated, men you slept with, you left that man. Why? Because he had another woman. When are you going to learn your lesson? When are you going to understand a man was never designed to be with one woman? Never. But no matter what I say, you ain't going to listen. So continue to suffer.
So, I mean, I think it's a very loaded situation because I think a lot of us want to get away from home because there's toxicity there or there's stress there, right? Which we don't talk about, but that's also true. But again, back to the mental, because we're not addressing the right shit. We're leaving the house because our biggest aspiration is, oh, I'm gonna get my own thing. I got my own place, my own car. Cool. But how far have you pulled my money? Maybe me and my cousins and all of us should have just stayed at the house. And maybe we'd be better off. But I think we're so, I mean, I think it's a very loaded situation because I think a lot of us want to get away from home because there, right? Which we don't talk about, but that's also true. Outside of your family, like who you're actually blood related to, what about the rest of us? I feel like we used to
I don't know why this thing doing this.
Mindset. We used to actually care what was going on with the people next door, up the street, down the road, and all that. And I'm not completely blaming us because obviously there's so many things put in our way and so many systems, so many very collective mindset.
Give me a minute. Let me do something here.
What was going on with the people next door, up the street, down the road, and all that.
Hold on.
And I'm not completely blaming us because obviously there's so many things put in our way and so many generational wealth, buy land outside of your family, like who you're actually blood related to. What about the
I don't know why this is doing this.
I feel like we used to have more of a collective mindset. We used to actually care what was going on with the people next door, up the street, down the road, and all that. And I'm not completely blaming us because obviously there's so many things put in our way and so many systems, so many very strategic things put in place for us to really have our relationships break down, not just with one another, but with ourselves first. So now we're just seeing that externalized and manifested to where we don't even trust one another. But at the core of us, we are a very tribal focused people. And I feel like the more we get back to that, the more we trust, the more we start to honor each other like how we used to. I think ownership and less black on black crimes, healthier eating and all that will all be a natural consequence of a right thinking mind, a healthy mind, a respectful mind. And I just want us to start there with the little acts of kindness. So like I always say, this channel is going to be very solution oriented. No, I'm not going to say, let's put our money together. Let's buy property. I ain't got it.
I don't know what's going on with this thing. I know this thing is going to reset. It's because something wrong. It's going to reset in a few. I know that's what's going to happen. I don't know why it's dropping so many frames. I don't know why that's happening. Let me check something with these settings because I don't know why. It's already low, so I don't know why that's happening.
But as of now,
see, this thing is bugging out.
Say hi. Smile.
It just reset it. It just reset, just like I said. It just reset again. So let's see if it comes back.
Another black woman and I don't smile, right? Sometimes I'm in my own zone and I forget to smile, or I almost have a scowl. And I'm like, what is that with you? Why when I see my sister, why can't I just, and I've done that before, and I think I've got my feelings hurt because sometimes I don't get the reciprocity.
Now, basically what she's saying is when she gets around black women, she find herself, trying to say, hey, how you doing, sis? Compliment a sister, and she wasn't getting that same thing back. So it made her feel some type of way. And this happens with us all the time. That's why we don't say that to nobody no more.
Other times I will, right? But for me, that's how I'm trying to do my little thing, is to teach my sister and let her know, like, no, I'm safe. I am you. Hey, girl, I see you. I acknowledge you. You're in the gym. I'm in the gym. Right? We have so many commonalities. Smile at your sisters, smile at your brothers, give them compliments, help that old lady. Go check on, that old lady living at that house by herself. She needs help. Knock on her door and ask her, does she need anything? Maybe you can do something bi-weekly, right? Just to instill that and just understand, like, pay it forward. And I think those little tiny things help us tremendously. All right, so I know this video touched on a lot of very heavy things, and there's a whole lot to unpack in this video. It's just scratching the tip of the iceberg, but this was really on my heart. So if you have anything of value that you want to add to this conversation, please comment down below, because I feel like on certain videos, you guys really been talking heavy, and I love that because it makes me feel like I'm tapping into the right group. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. If it wasn't for you guys, my channel will be nowhere. So please, the only way we're going to get this message out is if you like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay, so that's pretty much her video and how I'm trying to make people understand that when you deal with these kind of guys with this land initiative stuff, that's not helping our people. Our people are not growing. Our people are not coming to the Most High. They're not even pushing coming to the Most High. Remember, this guy said that he's done with, I guess, the Hebrews or something like that in regards to, I guess, working with them, and said that his land or the community is not based on religion. It's not based on the Bible. It's not based on none of that. So that means you could be of any belief system. You could be a practicing Buddhist, you could be a Muslim, and y'all can all be in that community. So it's going to really be a challenging situation to see how that works out, because I already know it's not going to work, because if we don't respect one another, then we don't love one another. And that's why I had to get out of the Hebrew Israelite cult. I have more videos coming where I'm going to be talking more about that. But this is very, very serious, man. Very, very serious. Let's see. Let's see what we got. I got to get something to eat, man. If you want to. Yeah, women outnumber men over 20-1 or more. But when you tell these women this, they start acting stupid. Like, I don't know, man. Like I just said, man, just leave these women alone, bro. As a man, just go out there and just deal with women accordingly, because in today's day, it's like, you could be a brother and you want to settle down with a sister and treat her right, have some kids, build a family. She don't want that. She want to play. She want to go out on dinner dates. She want to go on shopping sprees, and she want to control your manhood. And I keep trying to tell you, ladies, you can't control a man's manhood. A man is meant to lead. A man is meant to be in control and build and dominate. That's what a man does. A man is not feminine. You know, a man is supposed to rule and conquer and multiply and be fruitful. That is what a man is supposed to do. But in today's culture, women, they do their best to hold back a man's growth, especially in relationships. And this is why there are no relationships, you know. You said it looks like a circus tent. It is a circus tent because I would never be in that mess. It's like you put a match on that thing, it go up in a blaze. It's not fireproof. That Mongolian yurt, let me do a quick research on that, guys, just so I could show you. What is that thing called? Hold on a second. Mongolian yurt, right? Let's see. Because I want to show you from AliExpress. Let me see. Okay, Alibaba. Let's go to Alibaba and see what we find. Right? So let's go there and type in Mongolian yurt, because see, here's the thing. That is China, you know, culture. So why would a black Hebrew Israelite want to live in a Mongolian yurt? It doesn't make sense, guys. It ought to raise questions. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, let me see. Nah, man. This is crazy. This ain't no house, man. This is a joke. See, now watch this, guys. I'm going to show you what, because some of these guys, they playing these little games, like these little Mongolian yurts or whatever you want to call these things. You're looking at, depending on which one you buy, it's going to cost between probably $500 to about $4,000, right? About $500 to $4,000. Now, let me do this real quick. Give me a minute. I want to screen record something so I could show you this, because this one is similar to what he got, but this one is more expensive. His is rather cheap. I'm looking at his in comparison to this. He has a cheap one. So let me screen record this. Right? I don't even know if this is going to work, but let me screen record this so that it's all good. All right? Okay. So I'm kind of just screen recording it so we could see. This is not a place you want to live in. This is like a little hut. Now, the one that I'm screen recording is better than his. It's way better material. And the people who building it know exactly how to build it. He don't know how to build anything. Right? So now let me show you. Let me see if there's anything else I can find. Because I don't want you guys to get played, man. I really don't want you guys to get played, because he's introducing you to Buddhist culture. And he's supposed to be a Hebrew Israelite. So it's like, I don't get that. How are you a Hebrew Israelite and this is what you're doing? Like, you don't want to be in this mess. And what's so crazy is he did a video and people were asking, where did you get it from? And he was like, oh, I have a plug. He don't have a plug, guys. He got it from Alibaba. he has a buddy who is associated with him who speaks, I believe, Mandarin or Cantonese, one of them languages. And that particular guy is able to communicate with the people in China in order to purchase one of those Mongolian yurts, right? So let me put this on the screen, right? So there's no plug like he claimed. There's no plug. Like if you just look at this stuff, this is not what you want to live in, right? This is not what you want to live in, people. You don't want to get played, man. You know. And again, ignore these prices that you see because, again, these prices are exaggerated. You can find these very same things on AliExpress for $2,000, right? You got to look around. But this is garbage. This is not our culture. So for him to be pushing that is questionable. He should not be pushing another culture on the people of the Most High. That's off. But let me show you this video real fast. Right. So now, as you can see, based on that, hold on. Okay. Right. That's pretty much. Now, he don't have one like this. He don't have that. This is built better than his. But this is not something I would be in. Like, this is just a joke, man. Like, you got to be kidding me, fam. How is he supposed to live in that with his kids and woman? This don't make no sense, guys. Doesn't make any sense. Now, again, you see the walls? This is what I'm trying to show you guys. Look. So obviously, you see like how they have the stuff by the wall, guys? They don't know how to build it. It's supposed to be reinforced with more materials. They didn't build that up. They just whatchamacallit, place that wooden board thing up to make it look like it's connected. It's not connected onto nothing. It should be connected on other boards. Like how they have that, that's how it's supposed to be. But remember, that content creator don't know how to build anything. He don't know nothing about carpentry or putting anything together. You know? This is crazy. You see how that is? So that's how that material is supposed to be. It's supposed to be reinforced with more wooden materials. Look at his background. They just kind of let it sit on the wall. It's not connected to nothing. So all of that is just staged to make it look good. They don't know how to build, guys. They don't know what they're doing. You see? They're not following the instructions. I would have had that built in one day. You see? Isn't this the same thing, guys? Same thing, right? That's the same thing. You see? And this has better materials than his. His used cheap wooden materials, so his is cheaper. This is better wooden materials compared to what he have. You see? So I'm not making this up. Trying to show y'all the real. So I wouldn't get involved in none of that type of stuff, man. I don't know who gonna live there, but I would not be living there. All right? You can't put children in there. Can't put a wife in there. You can't bring nothing in there, man. I don't get it, man. And you got to go outside to use the toilet too. Come on now. You got to use what is that called? A porta potty. Who got time to be using a porta potty? What is that, a potty for adults? Nah, fam. Don't make no sense. So, hey, if you want to go follow these guys to be a trustee, I don't know how you being a trustee. In what way? They trying to convince you to join, man. The choice is yours, fam. But if you want to live in a hut, in a one-room shack, then go ahead. You know? You know what's so crazy, man? The money that he spent on that, he could have built a house. All it takes is $50,000. You get $50,000, you can build a house. You put in $80,000, you could build a nice house. It's very easy to do. And that's why I don't understand, if they got the land, how come they didn't build a house yet? You building a Alibaba Mongolian yurt that we're in 2025. You trying to take us back into 35 BC, where they lived in Mongolian yurts? Now, come on, man. Stop. You tripping, dog. Don't make no sense. And you know, it's another thing. Somebody had brought this up in, I think it was either Rollo or Brainwave's chat room, that a Mongolian yurt is for a certain climate that is warm all season, meaning all year long it's warm, because they put that contraction out over here in North Carolina. If there's a major storm, that thing is coming down. It's coming down, people. I promise you. It's coming down. The wind gusts, it's bringing it down. You'll see. That's not made for over here. That's made for a certain climate where they can do that. But out here, it's not going to hold up. Remember in his video, he was talking about reinforcing it or something along them. I don't know. Did I download the video? Let me see if I downloaded the video. I think I did. Maybe I could show you. I think I downloaded it. Let me double check. Is this it? I think this is it. Yeah. Now, watch this, guys. Hold on.
You open the door, it still got all this.
Yeah. Let's review this video. So we heard the sister. Go over there, subscribe to her channel. Support her work. Let's review this video so we can learn more about this. Right?
You open the door.
So let's check this out. And remember, he's doing all of this because he got something to prove to you guys that he's putting in some sort of work. You know? But he's not the one working. But let's see. Let's roll the tape. I want to know from you guys if this is where you want to live with your kids and your woman. I just want to know if this is the right thing. I don't know. But let's see.
What's good, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming with another live stream. You already know what time it is. How many of them is it? Look, the emblem on the sky cap is crazy. Hold on. You know we like to do that futuristic fly-ish. You already know how it go, man. Let's get a better look at that. Those guys putting up the screen door.
Those guys are putting up the screen door. How come you're not putting up the screen door?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I don't see him doing no work.
Of course, there's windows that gotta be put in.
Windows? I just see cloth. What windows are you talking about? This is crazy, man. Where's the heating system at?
But it's nice and insulated. This thing is sturdy.
This man just said insulated. There is no fiberglass insulation on that, sir. There is no fiberglass. That is not insulated. You know what I'm saying? That's basic material that literally can catch fire and burn.
Of course, we got to do some finishing touches, you know, on another date. But it's very spacious up in here, though. And you already know, man, I'm going to get the LED lights to turn this joint into stars up here.
He said he's going to get the LED lights. Where they going to plug into? The LED lights. You trying to burn that place down.
Put the projection monitor right here.
You're going to put a projection monitor on what drywall? Did you even measure? Do you even know how much weight can be supported by that wooden structure? Where's the support columns? Where's the load bearing beams? Where are they? You can't hang nothing on that. It's gonna literally break right off. When I tell you, man, all it takes is one windstorm. That place is flying off.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine playing the PS5 off of the projection monitor.
This man just said he's gonna be playing PS5 in a rural area off of a generator. So you're gonna have a generator playing. So hold up, you're gonna be playing PS5 with a noisy generator going while you playing PS5 with a projection monitor with a so-called a porta potty in back of the urinal. Where's the kitchen, fam? Where the kitchen at? You know, us black folk, we need a kitchen. Like, I'm hungry right now.
Yes, we did build it ourselves. Yes.
You didn't build that yourself. It came from Alibaba, and it has instructions. Y'all did not purposely build that and design that. Y'all did not do that.
It's just the inside here, but it's very spacious. Nice.
Notice he never told you any measurements of the place. All he had to say is give you an approximate of the size of the space. He didn't even do that, fam. You know, it's spacious. Tell us how large the place is. That's all.
So you just tack these.
Very spacious.
Listen, he will not be there during the winter months. Nope. Not in North Carolina. It ain't gonna work. That place will be ice cold. Ice cold, fam. That's crazy, man.
And they gave us this one.
Somebody said, can we see that roof again? Absolutely.
Roof? That's not a roof, bro. That's not a roof. That's craziness, man.
We got the silk. Actually, I believe that's satin.
Satin? Silk? Now you got it all wrong. That is not satin or silk.
Like a window. But it's only one?
Come on now, got the sky roof with the logo.
This man is trying to show off a damn logo on top of the damn roof. My goodness, bro. This is sad, man.
Probably bring some nice, now these wooden pieces y'all see right here, they actually retract. Let's see if I can do one on camera. And these are pretty much optional. There we go. Thank you. Hold on, let me get that off there.
Yo.
See, these things retract like so. Let me back up so y'all can kind of get a look at it.
Shout out to Exandra in the building. What's going on?
Goes just.
You missed a heck of a lot. And shout out to the mods. We have Tracy. We have Rebel for Almighty. Shout out to you. Trending. I see you in the building. You missed a heck of a lot. We was listening to this woman here. She was giving a good speech regarding why, I guess, getting property and moving into like community type stuff is not really the solution. Our problems go deeper, and we have to really learn how to respect one another and be loyal and committed to the growth of our people. But the thing is, our people are struggling with a lot of internalized issues that need repair. And we was breaking that down along with the video with that content creator pushing land, because he made a video signing contracts with this guy. Let me see if I can play that tape, which is kind of suspect. It looks kind of dangerous, to be honest, but we're going to play it so you can see it.
Here we go. Unlimited Potential Farms, partnership with New Breed Global Truth as a land trustee. So this yurt y'all see right here, you know, I'm gonna have lifetime access to it, and that's what we want to offer to all of our guests who want to join the board. At least those who are invested in the.
Whoa. Did he say he gonna have lifetime access to the yurt? But I thought that was his. Hold on, we got to rewind that back.
And that's what we want to offer to as a land trustee. So this yurt y'all see right here, you know, I'm gonna have lifetime access to it, and that's what we want to offer to.
What you talking about, Willis?
I thought he said that's his yurt. The way he just said that is as if though it's not his. Yeah, he didn't he say that? I believe he said that he's a part of the board, right? So how he now signing it? I remember he said something along them lines, I believe, that he's a part of, like, he's one of the promoters, and he was supposed to be a part of the board. So it's like, why is he signing now? Listen to what he said, guys, about that yurt. I don't think that's his.
As a land trustee. So this yurt y'all see right here, you know, I'm gonna have lifetime access to it, and that's what we want to offer to all of our guests who want to join the board.
He said, you see this yurt here? I'll be able to have lifetime access to it. But I thought it was yours. Something ain't right, y'all.
At least those who are invested in the land, meaning you ready to put your hands to the plow.
Meaning those of you that are ready to put your money. Because he haven't put his hands to the plow yet. I don't see him fixing anything. He's talking about those of you that are investing money. Listen.
And that's what we want to offer to all of our guests who want to join the board. At least those who are invested in the land, meaning you ready to put your hands to the plow, you ready to work and help with the development.
Help with the development means to put your money into it.
So just so it's all transparency, we got the paperwork. We doing everything officially, man. There's no plan, you know, and this is how we're supposed to do our business with each other.
Listen, man, you should be able to go online right now, download this contract of this trustee thing, and be able to fill it out or whatever the case is, or run it by your attorney so that they can verify if it's legit and it would hold up as a legal document. That's what it should be, some transparency with that. But if you got to go through him in order to get it, then it's all fishy.
To make sure that it all falls in line for the greater good, right?
And everybody is covered.
Absolutely.
Because we understand, even though we have hearts to help each other, you know, some people were a little leery about not having paperwork or whatever, but we will provide you with paperwork, you know what I mean? And as far as the do's and don'ts, it's just that we all want everybody to get along with each other. We don't want no drama, you know what I mean? Everybody want to respect each other's space and place, but it all belongs to all of us.
He said he don't want no drama, this, that. But what about the drama that he been doing all this time? What about that drama? You ain't addressing that drama? I don't get it, bro. This is crazy.
Do's and don'ts is just that we all want everybody to get along with each other. We don't want no drama.
In order for them to get along with each other, sir, they need to be connected to the Heavenly Father in spirit and in truth. This don't make no sense. How do y'all how could people be a trustee and a member of the board if you guys haven't built a septic system yet? I don't get it, man. Like,
you know what I mean? Everybody gonna respect each other's space and place, but it all belongs to all of us.
Absolutely. So here we go with no further ado.
see, it sounds good when he says it all belongs to all of us. So anybody that want to go there and sign on the dotted line, the land belongs to you now. So you can go ahead and build anything on the land without having to pay him any money. Is that what they're saying? Because that I'm pretty sure there got to be a way in which they can profit. So this is crazy.
Let me see what's there.
And they're doing this for social media by signing some stuff. Did he even read it? He didn't even read it, guys. He signed without even reading.
So read them and weep. There's my signature there. And to the grantor. Look at that. All right.
Listen, if that's a contract to make you a trustee, this should be a damn near 80-page document. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, have any of y'all ever set up a trust? The paperwork that goes in? Have you ever did that? Have you ever looked at the documents and different things you got to sign, and you got to make sure the names is correct, everything is... This is too easy. This don't even look right, guys. Like it don't. I don't know what you got to pay. There's nothing to be confused about. I thought he bought the yurt for himself, but based on the audio, he said he got access. He said this yurt, he said, I got access to it for whatever. And I'm like, you supposed to have access if it's yours. So it's almost like it was made to look like it's his, at least from the surface that I'm looking at, you know? And you could see that they broke the sticks over here. Check it out, guys. Watch this. Look like they broke it. Look. Y'all see how the stick is not lining up in the in that section right here? Look. Right here. They broke the damn stick, fam. Right there. See this stick here? It's supposed to be on there. So they broke that off. that by mistake something happened. That's crazy, man. If it broke that easy, man, listen, it's like, so let me get this straight. So he want you to live in a bird's nest. He want you, a grown man, to live in a birdhouse. You gotta be kidding me, dog. You gotta be kidding me, fam. I'm not living in no damn bird nest, bro. Nah. I'm not doing that, bro. A bird nest? This doesn't make any sense, fam. You know how a bird nest be? It look like a bird nest. Like the birds come in and then they go where they gotta go. But let's look at some more.
Like that. And you know, of course, you can spray paint this.
Oh, let's finish the contract. Let's finish the contract thing.
So there you have it.
There you have it. That don't mean anything. That didn't give people nothing. Where's the document so I could take it to the attorney and let him look over the paperwork to see if this is a legitimate trust that is set up and I'm a trustee? Where's those documents? You got to be transparent with this. So I should be able to download the PDF file so I could take it to the attorney and see if it's legit. Because they'll be able to tell me if all the paperwork makes sense.
Sir, my brother.
Yes, sir.
So y'all want to be a part of this? Make it happen, Captain.
Yes, sir.
Make it happen, Captain. That don't make no sense. But hey, let me put this back here and let's go to this video, see what they saying.
Paint it. I probably would make these white or a nice, like, yeah, white will do it. And you know, we could put these all around pretty much.
In here?
And I don't know if it's the white that's here, but it's really cool in here. It's really cool in here. Of course, you know, we got to do some finishing touches, some cleaning, you know what I'm saying? Some extra reinforcements, but this thing is standing. And it's
He said extra reinforcements. Why? Because it have to secure it to the ground so it don't fly away.
standing strong. Hold on, let me. You know what I'm saying? Logos on the door.
What if somebody make a mistake and throw a cigarette and it lands on the top of that roof right there? That place will go up quick.
Yes, it's insulated. Logos on the door. You already know what time it is.
That man put a logo on the door for everybody to know it's him, bro. Man, that's crazy.
You got Lil Breed right there. Know what I'm saying? He been out here. He got himself a Splinter today. Out here, you know, putting in that work.
What is that? A North Face house goose? Look like one of them North Face houses.
That thing look like a spaceship up there, don't it?
Nah, bro, this is not it, man.
That thing look like a spaceship.
The ants can easily get in there, bro. You know ants can get in there, right?
You know what I'm saying? This is a good getaway spot. You know what I'm saying? Good vacation, especially once I deck it out.
What? Vacation? You got it with... Yo.
So what I plan on doing is, right here, I'm going to build me a wood shed because I'm going to buy a wood stove for this joint. My wood shed going to be right here.
A wood shed gonna be right there. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? On this side going to be my garden. Come on now. Walk with me. Walk with me. Visualize with me. This side right here going to be my garden right here. You know what I'm saying? Tomatoes, kale. I like kale. You know what I'm saying? Have it right here. You know?
Yo.
And I can, you know, I can either go with the porta potty solution by putting putting a porta potty right here in the back. You know what I'm saying? For the time being, had a porta potty back here.
Yo, they got look like cinder blocks holding this thing down. Are those cinder blocks holding this thing?
Know what I mean? But inside we can have the wood stove, have the couches, have the entertainment area. I mean, it's gonna be clean, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it look real lavish and nice inside. It's gonna be nice and warm and cozy in the winter.
Come on,
And in
man.
the summer, it's actually pretty cool inside of there.
In the summer, and they're gonna be burning. What about the AC? We already, you know, it was some hot weather today, so I know it was hot inside there. Cause you said it's insulated, remember? So if you don't got no AC, man, that place not gonna be a livable structure. You're gonna be outside with a tent, living in a bird cage.
And so, you know, this is what we got going on, man. But hey, just imagine building you one of these. You own it. It ain't going nowhere. It withstands all storms. This is a steel yurt. So
He said it withstands all storms. That's cat.
it's still reinforced. And we have yet to reinforce it all the way. But of course we are. We're going to be bolting this thing to the ground by next week. Because there's other brothers that's going to come out and make sure this thing is reinforced, bolted. But it ain't going nowhere. If it was built, listen, they've been living in Mongolia for centuries now.
You know what's so sad about this, guys? Is the little platform thing they have that on top of. You guys don't even have the training on how to lay down some concrete. You don't even know how to do that. Y'all could have literally laid down an entire concrete slab, leveled everything, and y'all didn't even do that. Like, y'all literally put this thing on top of some damn, what you call that stuff that you see at the Home Depot? What is it called? Like them crate things that what that thing called, man? Where the truck comes and it lifts it up. The wooden things. What that's called again? Nobody don't know? The pallets. There you go. Pallets. That's the proper name. Pallets. Thank you. They literally got the Mongolian yurt on top of a pallet, bro. They built an oversized pallet. Look at this, fam. And you can't make this up. This is crazy, man. This is listen, there's gonna be ants all inside of that. They're gonna be fire ants all inside that wooden structure right there. Y'all could have put down a concrete slab to, you know, minimize any outside interference with bugs and everything. Like, whoever put this together don't know how to build nothing, bro. You could have literally, let's just say hypothetically, they put up this Mongolian yurt. You could have put down a whole concrete slab, right? A whole concrete slab, and you could even build like, man, forget it, man. I ain't wasting my damn time with this mess. I'm literally giving them ideas, bro. At this point, I'm giving them the proper ideas of what to do. This is dumb, bro. You could have, I mean, that's just a waste of money. I'm just being honest. That's a whole waste of money. That they should just burn that, fam. Burn it and do the thing the right way. You know? This is sad, man. But then again, there's no septic line. It's nothing there, man. I don't know what to say, bro. Let's continue.
For centuries. Somebody said, where you get your yurt from? See, we got to connect. So when it's time for you all to want to get one of these, then you just got to touch bases with us, man. We can make sure you get it shipped over and everything is dealt with.
You see that? He said that he got to connect. He didn't just, all he had to tell you is he got it from Alibaba. That's all he had to do is just tell you, I got it from Alibaba for this price. And like I said, they cost from around $500 to around $3,000, somewhere around there, $4,000, depending on which one you get. And it depends on which seller you go to. Because some sellers would sell something for $5,000. Some sellers will sell the same thing that's for $5,000 by one person, and they'll sell it for $2,000. So it's all about the sellers you actually do business with. All he had to tell his people that he got it from AliExpress, Alibaba. That's it. It's crazy. Because it's cheap. The whole thing is cheap.
Somebody said, what wood are on the doors? It's just basic wood, but this wood needs to be treated. I'm going to be sanding this, and I'm going to paint it a dark color brown.
Why would you need to sand a door if you just bought it? Like, that's a cheap wooden door. Cheap. That is not a door. That's cheap. It's sad, man.
But the wood definitely needs to be treated. But, we got to put windows in. And,
He said he got to put windows in, man. Where? It's
very private. I'm off in my corner over here. Very comfortable place to just get away. When you're just tired of the world and tired of everything that's going on out there, you want places like this where you could just...
Fam, the place I want to go, fam, is in the backyard and back of the house, bruh, with the grill going, fam. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even put nothing on the grill today, fam, because I'm actually very, very busy, man. I'm on barbecue probably tomorrow or somewhere in the week. I don't know. Put something on the grill, I ain't even doing that today because I had to prep the yard and whatnot and mow the yard and do some things. And remember, I was telling you I wanted to put down some stuff for the weeds and all of that. So I kind of put down some of that stuff and prepare everything. But yeah, man. This guy, I don't know, man. People want a backyard, bro. That they could go outside summer night, have a drink, chill, get some air. That's what people want to do, man. They don't want to be in no Mongolian yurt. That's crazy.
Get away, man. I'm telling you. Somebody said, I drink that gold and black emblem, no lie. Yeah, that joint is crispy right there.
Bro, it would have been better if you just moved to China, bro. It would have been better if he just moved to China and just, stay over there. But to build this in North Carolina, that don't make no sense.
But anyway, I just wanted to kind of show y'all what we got going on here, man. More material coming, man. Like, share, subscribe. Peace and blessings.
This is sad, man. For real, bro. Absolutely sad, man. So, hey, we're going to get up on out of here, man. I got to do another video where he was teaching false doctrine. You could tell he was listening to one of my videos and he was listening to one of Brainwave's videos. Actually, it was Brainwaves and Rollo that did the video first. They were talking about how the Bible says, if you keep the commandments, you'll be blessing the city and blessing the field, which is true. But what that content creator do is he's going around saying that you need to leave the cities and how the cities is not good. And, in other words, like God cannot bless you where you are. That That don't even make no sense. The Most High blessed me while I was in New York, and he continually blessing me while I'm in North Carolina. Same thing. Doesn't matter if you're in the city or in the country. It doesn't matter. You know? So all of that flee the city nonsense. And that's what the Black Hebrew Israelites been teaching. I remember when GOCC was preaching that garbage about flee. Y'all remember that? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember when GOCC got a lot of people in trouble when they were preaching that flee Babylon doctrine, had people literally leaving America, ruining people's lives, bro. People were stuck. I think, if I'm correct, people were going to Israel, or I forgot where they went, or in Africa. I'm not sure where they fled, but it's like people were leaving America, and then when they get down there, they was expecting him to be able to provide and show them the way, and it wasn't so. They were on their own. It's crazy. It was Egypt. It was Egypt they fled to? Okay. That's crazy, man. All you gotta do is just Google, like, search for it on YouTube. The GOCC Flee Babylon Doctrine, and look at all the videos of the nightmares people been through following those Black Hebrew Israelite cults. It's crazy, man. People were leaving America to flee to Egypt to suffer, man. That's crazy. You better stay here in America and stop talking about you going overseas, fleeing Babylon. Them laws over there are not going to protect you. You know, it's just not. Yeah, they left a number of people stranded in Egypt. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And, you know, they totally ignored it. That's why I'm saying all these Black Hebrew Israelite cults are all the same, man. Let me see. He says, Ringo, love hating on me. That's a great place to live. Support UP. Yeah, that's what they're gonna say. That's what they saying about me. Like, and it's not even nothing about no damn hate. I'm giving my review, which is something I could do as a content creator. You know what I mean? That man literally said in a video that he's trying his best to send me back to the project. What kind of wicked nonsense is that, bro? Like, that's evil, man. Like, that's what you want to see for a man? But yeah, you trying to build a community? You bugging, bro. That's pure hate. That's evil. Because if you think about it, this man been copying me for a whole year, bro. As soon as he saw me move out of New York, that man was up in Atlanta in a 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom townhouse. I don't know if it was the projects or what in Atlanta, because it's different. The projects is different than how it is in New York. In the projects in like Atlanta, even in North Carolina, it looked like you're living in a house, but it's like a house building, and you know, it looked like one of them type of situations. But he lived in a 1 or 2-bedroom townhouse. As soon as I moved, that dude ran and went and go lease a house, and then told everybody that God blessed him. How God cannot bless you with a leased house? That don't even make sense. Just say you leased the house, but don't say God bless you with something that you did. You know, for God to bless you, it had to come without your efforts, meaning you didn't do nothing to get it. God gave it to you. And he sure enough ain't going to give you a leased house as a blessing, because now you got to pay for it. So that's not a blessing. But as soon as I got the house, he went, leased the house, and then a couple of months down, you know, you already know I bought my car. This dude goes and lease a car. He buys the same furniture that I have in my bedroom, fam. Dude bought the same furniture. I'm like, it's crazy, man. And here's the thing. Why would you go? Here's the thing, guys. This is the part you all got to understand. Why he went and go get a house, a car, when he could have went and go build a house on the land? If the land is so great, why didn't he just build a house on the land and done? Come on now. Why he didn't just build a house on the land and get it constructed? But he ain't do that. Instead, he went and go lease a house so he could be comfortable. But he want all of you to invest and go build on the land. Make that make sense. Make that make sense, y'all. My thing is, as a trustee, do you earn money from UP Farms? Do you earn money as a trustee? In other words, because see, y'all busy listening, but y'all not listening. Do I get to earn money? Do I get to earn as a trustee, as a member of the board? Do I get to earn money for being a part of the board? You know, like in other words, let's say if other businesses come in and boom, 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 do I earn from that too? Nobody's talking about it. But I wouldn't get involved, guys. That's one thing I would not do. I would not get involved in that, man. I don't trust this. So, hey, we're going to get up on out of here, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Hope y'all learned something from this, man. We've been on for 3 hours and 21 minutes, bro. You mean like, is it a 501c3? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it falls under. I just want to know, do they pay taxes on those jamborees where they sell tickets? Are they paying taxes on that? You know what I'm saying? I want to know. Like, or they just pocketing the money. These are the things you have to ask questions about, guys. So to the 390 something in the building, man, do not waste your time getting involved in that. I wouldn't do it. I mean, are they reporting the monies earned from the jamborees to the IRS? I want to know. Do they have documents on that? Yeah, it get quiet, right? Get real quiet. So, hey, y'all take care. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. I got to get something to eat and get some damn rest. So y'all take care, man. I got to get something to eat. I'm hungry, man. I did a lot of work today, man. A lot of work. I think I have some other pre-upload videos I got to upload when I was in the supermarket. I would have Walmart or one of them places that from today, earlier today. I got to upload those later and whatnot. But yeah, man. I don't trust this, man. I really don't. They doing this for the gram. They doing this to prove something to somebody, and I don't like what I'm seeing. All right. So y'all take care, guys. We out of here, man. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Ringo TV. We out of here, man. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. Y'all take care, drive safe. Shout out to all the mods and the members and all the viewers. Click that like button before you leave. We out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.